It is 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. You know, a lot of people have said, MJ, can you walk me through the whole TikTok situation? Because you realize, folks, we are on track for a TikTok ban in the United States in just days. That would be 4 days, the 19th, which is Sunday, right? And, of course, the 20th, the next day, is the end of the Biden administration and the beginning of the second Trump administration, with the new president getting inaugurated at around 12 noon on Monday. So, I mean, a lot of stuff is in circulation right now. So, you know what? Of course, I'm like the shell answer man over here, and I'm happy to go through what happens to TikTok. Does the government, let's say the ban goes into effect, does the government reach into your phone and grab the app and yank it out? Like something out of, did they put it in like one of the Ghostbusters, traps? Do they suck the ghost? So what, what actually happens? I will explain. Because a lot of people are very nervous. Listen, I don't have TikTok on my phone. Hey, you want to go through my apps? You want me to? Oh, by the way, no sign of Fester. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Oh, here he is. Oh, look, Fester wandering in.
Sign of Fester. There's no sign of Fester.
Well, we're 2 minutes into the show and there was no sign of you.
That's all right. Did you even take a breath in those 2 minutes? We're fine.
I did not. No,
okay, we're good.
Trust me, I'm fine.
We're good. We're good.
I know I'm fine. So why are you appear all disheveled this morning?
You know what?
It's some issues coming up. What happened?
It's not an issue. It's just a matter of, catching. I caught bad lights early in the trip. Early in the trip. Not at the end of the trip where we normally catch the bad lights.
But you're pushing your travel to the radio studio to the last minute. You're like a just-in-time production line building a car where they've got the parts that arrive, just in time for production. And, they're just in much better shape to do just in time than you. So
I'm remarkably accurate for just in time. I mean, 90% of the time, positive outcomes with being here just in time.
Right.
That's it. All right. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I was just discussing TikTok and how we are 4 days away from a potential ban. And I was just talking about, so if TikTok's ban goes into effect and the Supreme Court upholds the ruling that TikTok must be banned in the United States unless the parent company ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. And listen, I don't want to get into the whole Megillah here, but I shall, hour and a half or so, just kind of go into the details on what happens. I was just, I believe when you made your appearance walking down the hall.
Please call it a grand entrance.
Just before you made your grand entrance, I believe I was talking about, I don't have TikTok on my phone. And if the listening audience would like to go through my phone right now and look at all of my apps, you're welcome to come on down and, scroll through my apps. I do not have TikTok. I have never had TikTok. For me, the short video crap, Instagram is fine. And Instagram, at least, while Mark Zuckerberg is a creepy F, and all the data collection, at least Meta is an American company. The issue and concern with TikTok is that the parent company ByteDance is a Chinese company,
right.
And my God, the data collection from any of these social media companies, it's enormous, and the amount of data that a Chinese company is able to collect on, I'm just going to say Americans, but people worldwide. But for this conversation, for Americans, it's an enormous amount of data, and it's about where you are. For instance, one of the issues that popped up, which led to the congressional vote and the ban on TikTok, is that we never found out exactly whom, but there was evidence, and it is known to at least national security, that TikTok used location data to track U.S. government, some people involved, either government
High-ranking officials?
yes, thank you. Either governmental high-ranking official. They were using the app to track Americans. So
Head of the FBI on that list?
well, who knows? So we don't know. But it's not just tracking ability. It's data collection. It's the algorithms. It's the ability to propagandize for the Chinese government to do psyops or psychological operations by suggesting content or providing content or using an algorithm to push content that maybe is subversive to American culture or politics. I mean, there are a lot of ways. The power of suggestion, taking people down rabbit holes, brainwashing to a certain extent. So there are a lot of factors with TikTok. I was only going to tease it, but I guess this is a preview because later on I want to get into what will happen. And again, will the government reach in and yank the app off your phone? So I want to get into the details of what if TikTok is actually banned beginning on Sunday. And a lot of people, oh my God, the TikTok, I'm losing my TikTok. I mean, some people are going to lose their freaking minds, but just move to freaking Instagram. Just move to Instagram Reels.
A lot of the creators are freaking out now, where they didn't believe this was
money because of the monetary value of their accounts and the money they're making. But listen, just move it to Instagram. All right, so let's say TikTok is to be saved. What happened congressionally is that the Chinese company ByteDance would have to sell TikTok to an American company. And they have said, we're not doing that. Well, then the app is going to be banned in the United States if the Supreme Court upholds the law. And that remains to be seen. There are a couple of days. I would imagine there's going to be some type of, ruling on this, before the 19th.
You're calling me a just-in-time employee. The Supreme Court's just in time with this. Like Sunday's
No, they just heard the case last week.
Couldn't they have kicked this up?
And dude, if the Supreme Court rules, that's still very quick because a lot of times you'll have hearings in January, and the ruling doesn't come out until the end of the term at the end of June.
Who's writing the decision?
We don't know. I don't know who's going to. We'll find out. And but the indications are the media reports have been that it appears that the Supreme Court, with their line of questioning, it appears that the Supreme Court would uphold the TikTok ban. So that's number one. So number two, as far as, and I'm going to get into much more of the details, really the meat. Nothing boring. But what happens if TikTok ban goes into effect? What happens to the app on your phone? And will it still work? Or there are a couple of scenarios which it's kind of important if you're a TikTokaholic. So we'll get to that coming up. But the bottom line is that ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns TikTok, any Chinese company in that communist environment must provide whatever data that the Chinese Communist Party wants. And that's the concern, is that the Chinese Communist Party and Chinese intelligence operating 24/7 to subvert the United States of America. And wait till Taiwan really enters the picture. That's a whole different story. That all of the data from TikTok is just wide open, and there's a pipeline to the Chinese Communist government. And, they have their eyes on world domination and, kicking the United States to the curb. So, all right. So that's just a little warm-up act on TikTok.
Looking forward to it.
And a lot of folks, they've heard about a potential ban, but I don't know if it's sunk in because you've got some people that are freaking addicted to TikTok. And let's just move your crap over to Instagram Reels.
And that's what a lot of the creators are doing. They're like, hey, in a week, you may not be able to ever see me again if you don't follow me on this platform.
There you go. All right, 6:10, just getting rolling. It's a jamulated Wednesday broadcast. Traffic first with Schreiner. And the MJ Morning Show back in just a minute. Will that be the one and only song on the MJ Morning Show today? That's sort of the MJ just sort of gets everything in order, and that gives me an extra 3 to 4 minutes.
I mean, there's like a 5% chance we might play one at 9:30 if you're running late to coming back from the bathroom. But other than that,
No, never 9:30, but possibly 9 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
all
the
right.
time, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
You got the MJ Morning Show, MJ Fester. Hey, a lot of good reviews on Michelle live in studio yesterday. I'll share a couple of listener comments coming up in just a bit. Also, this morning, probably next hour, Fester's Sweepers, Fester's morning show little promos that we play coming out of commercials. And Fester ridiculed a few of my...
One terrible one.
Fester ridiculed one of the new... little promo sweepers, and those are the little things where there's like some kind of clever quip, or some kind of little obnoxious voiceover. And when we come out of a commercial break, and it's like hey, it's the show that invented AI, Ass Clown Intelligence. The MJ Morning Show, Q105. So I wrote a whole bunch of new ones to kick off 2025 when we got back from Christmas break. And then Fester's like rolling his eyes and making snide comments about something. I said, okay, smart guy, why don't you come up with your own? Why don't you write your own MJ Morning Show rejoiner sweepers? So Fester secretly had them recorded by our voiceover guy working with Rick, our operations manager, and they were produced. And Andrew has loaded them into the system, apparently, and will make them available to me sometime next hour. And we'll review Genius Fester's production ideas for the MJ Morning Show. Because Fester
are so butthurt that I gave you I didn't even know you wrote it.
You gave me like a 1 star on Google.
I didn't even know you were the author of it. In fact, I looked at you and I said, who writes this crap? And you looked at me, you go, I wrote it. You were so hurt.
Come on.
I wrote it. What do you mean?
All right, let's see how much better Fester can do. And that's coming up on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, we might be doing something different this morning. I have a story that is very difficult for me to broadcast. I'm thinking about doing a special recording. Andrew, turn your microphone on. Andrew, our producer in the producer's booth. By the way, that's a booth. That's a BOOF, a booth.
That's right.
Yeah, he's in the booth. Andrew, if I wanted to record something for addition to today's podcast, meaning bonus item, you could attach it to the end of today's podcast. Is that correct? Yes or no?
I can, yes.
Yeah.
I see what I'm saying?
It's just a matter of adding a piece of audio.
Yes.
I think.
All right, so here's the deal. I have a story. I have an item that I read about, well, it's a medical situation. I don't want to give too much away, but there's an item that I read last night, and I'm going to myself, oh, my God. I mean, how do I say that? How do I say that? I don't want to turn off, certain segments of the audience. Is this content too rough to actually broadcast over our federally allocated frequency of 104.7 FM?
And yet you feel compelled to do it anyway, in some capacity.
Well, because it's really a fascinating story, but it might just be a little too rough to actually broadcast and include on the radio program. However, I'm thinking maybe we hang out for 5 minutes after today's show at 9:50, 9:55. So after we finish the program,
all right,
that we would just record this particular chunk of material, and then Andrew can add it at the end of the podcast. So special bonus content that I was uncomfortable broadcasting, but will add to the end of today's podcast, which is available on all the major platforms. Hey, Andrew, I've had some complaints that our podcasts are not loading properly on maybe the Q105 app. Can you check on the Q105 app?
What?
Yeah.
On the Q105 app?
Yeah, check the Q105 app and just see if all of our podcasts
I think we promote you can find the latest on the Q105 app.
I know. So you're telling me that there's no history of podcasts?
I don't believe if you go to our visit our website through a browser, you can get them all. But on the app itself, I believe it's only the most recent.
What kind of crap app is that?
It's a crap app. That's exactly what it is.
It's a crap.
You know,
it's a crap. It's a app. It's
you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what it is.
It's a crap. Anyway, so Andrew, let's plan on that. So, folks, what is this content that I don't necessarily feel comfortable with doing live on the air, on the broadcast frequency, but we will record and add to the end of today's podcast. This could be a new kind of theme, bonus material.
Yeah, just for the podcast listener.
Yeah, so you get a bonus chunk of something that we add to the end of the podcast, because the podcast is the whole show that we truncate. We take out the commercials, and I think there are a couple of spots that pop up from the various app platforms. But, the longer commercial breaks are removed, and we really condense the whole show down. So the whole program is podcast. It's available on Spotify. It's available on Apple Podcasts. So every day by usually 11 a.m.-ish, the whole show is available on podcast on all of the major platforms. You just search for MJ Morning Show podcast on Q105, and, on whatever podcast platform you like, it'll pop up. All right, so you know what? Let's lock this in.
Lock it in.
All right, there, and I've got the story right here. I'm going to, I just flashed it. I just flashed it to MJTV.
Right.
And I don't know if you were able to freeze it, folks, and see what the headline is.
This better be a good story, because you're really building this up.
Oh, yeah. This is a crazy story that I'm just not comfortable with delivering.
Okay, we got that part.
Oh, okay. What do you
said,
what are you, my editor now?
You've said so many times you're uncomfortable saying it. You could have done the whole thing probably 3 times by now.
All right. So, Fester wants me to go to Safety Harbor today.
I do. You brought something up.
This is crazy. This is like play the lottery coincidental.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I had to even turn around and check the date when I saw it.
Are you sure this is accurate? You sure it's the right year?
This is the website that's of the thing that we're going to talk about.
This is crazy. So I said to Fester, hey, find this story, because I saw this last night, and it turned out it was on some website that you have to subscribe to, so I only saw the headline. And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty cool. Let's talk about this. And it has to do with Planters. Planters Peanuts is looking for drivers for their Nutmobile. And it's the Planters.
It's like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, but it's a nut.
Right. So it's like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, but it's a freaking peanut. So it's a giant vehicle shaped like a giant, huge peanut. And turns out Planters is. Do you like nuts? Planters.
I love them.
Has job openings. They'll pay you $45,000 a year, plus health benefits and travel expenses and a 401k.
Sounds like a pretty decent job.
To drive the Nutmobile around America. And I said to Fester, go find the story, because the story that I had, it was like a subscription, and I couldn't see the whole damn story. So while Fester's looking for the peanut story about the Nutmobile, he says, you're not going to believe this. The Nutmobile is going to be in Safety Harbor today. I'm like, what are the odds of that? I had no idea. So Fester goes to the Planters Peanuts website.
The schedule, they have a schedule of events.
And today, January 15th, 2025, the Nutmobile is going to be in Safety Harbor at Whimsyland.
Yeah.
I know. What the hell is that?
Whimsyland is a residential home.
Right.
Of 2 artists.
Right.
And their home is loaded with crap.
All right, how have I been here for 30 years?
You've never heard of Whimsyland?
And I've never heard of Whimsyland.
It's a
We go to Nona Slice House on Main Street in Safety Harbor all the time because it's, a great pizza at Nona Slice House. And it's how do I not know about Whimsyland?
It's in the neighborhood.
How do you know about Whimsyland?
Because I live here. I don't know. It's just something I've heard of before. I've never
How
been.
long has Whimsyland been in existence?
I feel like I've heard of it for the last 25 years.
Are you serious?
And I think what got them started was they decorated their yard, and I might be wrong. They decorated their yard with bowling balls. And they made like a bowling ball fence and a bowling ball pathway.
Still?
And it's still there. The bowling balls don't decompose slowly. So the bowling ball, but now there's all kinds of really eclectic art.
Andrew's saying that Whimsyland's been in Safety Harbor for over 20 years.
Yeah, all kinds of eclectic art. And it's two local artists that
and
own this.
I've never heard of it until just now.
Yeah, they own this. It's a residential home where the yard is always open for visitors to come by.
I gotta be honest, this place looks like a code violation.
You know what? I mean, I wonder how many fire extinguishers they have.
No, I'm talking about like a neighborhood nuisance.
You know what? Listen, different neighborhoods have different codes. Not everybody has a big.
Dude, listen,
look at this path of bowling balls they have right here.
I know all about that. I'm a South Tampa guy since 1994.
You know.
Yeah, I know all about that.
It's a funky little art installation, I guess.
Anyway, so the Nutmobile
will be there.
The Planters Nutmobile is going to be at Whimsyland from noon to 4 today. What are the odds of that happening?
Look how fun this Whimsyland place looks.
6:34 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news rolls next. Hey, let me give you a little piece of advice. Don't have a miserable retirement. All right, listen. Don't. Hey, we've got 1-800-GOT-JUNK in the Tampa Bay area, right?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers around town.
All right, so
or the
they're all
trucks.
around town. All right. So, it's different than, what is it, the college hunks hauling junk that,
Yeah.
So the junk removal business, I think they're franchised in a lot of places. So, like, I want to say like 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
That's their number, right?
Yeah. There's a story out of the New York City area, which for me qualifies for morons in the news. And I'm just saying that just because this happened in New York, it doesn't mean that this should taint 1-800-GOT-JUNK nationwide, because I think they're franchised.
It says the world's largest junk removal service.
Yeah.
I'll take their word for it. If you want to start a franchise, I could find out if there's a local territory.
Oh yeah, look, it
available.
says start a franchise. Yeah, I want to start a franchise in Casper, Wyoming. Is that territory open?
Let me check availability.
Yeah,
Right here.
Michelle's been talking about moving to Wyoming. Yeah, I don't know what the zip code is.
Casper. I have to look it up.
I'm kidding. Don't look. I'm kidding.
All right.
All right. So listen to this. A New York City woman is suing 1-800-GOT-JUNK for allegedly stealing a safe stuffed with $100,000 in jewelry
Ooh.
as she moved apartments. Yeah. Susan Nussbaum called 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And now she says she 1-800 got robbed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she did.
I'm sorry for the joke. So Nussbaum had used the junk removal service before, so she called again when she had some pieces of furniture to discard before she moved between Upper West Side apartments in Manhattan. She had wanted some items, I guess 3 things, a bed, a bookshelf, and a large wall unit with cabinets hauled away. Hauling away the junk furniture that she didn't want anymore, and listen, it could be perfectly good for other people, but it cost her $412 to have the stuff picked up, hauled away, and then they dispose of it at a dump, I would imagine. But the wall unit contained a safe filled with precious jewelry, about $100,000 worth, and a great deal of sentimental value, according to a lawsuit that was just filed in Manhattan Supreme Court against 1-800-GOT-JUNK, and she's accusing the company of stealing the safe. Now, I've got a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
If you've got a safe in a wall unit and you're having a junk company pick it up and dispose of it,
I mean, their name is Got Junk.
yeah, shouldn't you empty the contents of the safe?
Isn't there an assumption that it's junk?
Or remove the whole safe?
Yeah.
Just take it. You don't let them pick up your junk and the safe is still in your wall unit. Take the damn thing out. Or if you don't want the safe, empty the contents of the safe. Surveillance footage taken on the day of the removal shows movers wheeling away the wall unit with the safe inside. Yeah, she emptied the wall unit except for the safe, which was too heavy. According to the lawsuit, she planned to ask the movers for help, but in the chaos of the moving, she neglected to do so. Well, she forgot. Maybe they just thought the safe was junk, too.
It says clearly on their website, we make junk disappear.
Yeah.
They made the safe disappear.
She then went to Mattress Firm down the street to check out a new bed, but returned home after realizing the mistake that she didn't say, "Oh wait, don't take the wall unit with the safe. Need help getting the safe out." So she said that she can't run that fast, but the truck had already left, and she called the moment that she got home to say, hey, I guess, did she call 1-800-GOT-JUNK again?
I mean, that's the website's number. I see it right here clearly. Yeah.
Is that it? Did she pick up the phone and call 1-800-GOTJUNK? Did she call?
They're going to have somebody answer, I bet.
Yeah. Did she call it right here? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. So what happened? Hey, Andrew, pick up the line. Tell me what happens.
24-hour customer service, according to their website.
Oh, it's a recording. I put it back on hold. All right.
Have your junk hauled away from your home, press 1. If you're calling to have junk hauled away from your business or workplace, press 2. If you no longer want to keep your appointment, press 3.
What number do I push if I want my safe taken with $100,000 in jewelry inside?
Else, please press 4.
Would that be if I want something else? Press 4.
Yeah.
Probably press 4. Yeah. All right.
Hi, it's Lisa from Legal. Just letting you know, all calls are recorded for training, coaching, and quality assurance purposes. We may also call or message you using...
Hey, Lisa from Legal.
I love that.
Sounds like Lisa from Legal. They've got a legal issue right here because a lawsuit was just filed against 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And again, listen, this is one location in Manhattan.
It's one person's claim.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't even know the details.
So this should, in all fairness, this should not taint 1-800-GOT-JUNK and franchises across the country.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, I was just kind of interested in the story. She also offered a reward for the return of the safe. She said she was frantic. She said she called them and said, "They just left. Please look in the truck right now. They have to come back immediately." So apparently then she couldn't speak. So I guess she got so nervous she couldn't speak.
So hyperventilating.
She had to hand the phone to a friend. Wow. Anyway, surveillance footage of the sidewalk outside the building shows the wall unit on its side with the cabinets falling open, revealing the safe. One of the movers then closes the cabinet and they wheel the item away on a dolly. They definitely saw the safe. I mean, but there's no indication that they were doing anything nefarious. Maybe they thought the safe was built in and is empty, and you're discarding the safe.
Tell you what, if you want junk just removed, their website is super easy to navigate.
Yeah, Nussbaum, I guess, is widowed.
Okay.
The missing items the missing items include, excuse me.
How do we know it's not in a landfill somewhere?
The missing item included her first birthday candle labeled in her mother's handwriting, her son's baby spoon. There were several rings from her grandmothers, Nanny Frida and Nanny Flory.
Yeah, well, Frida and Flory would be very upset if they knew about this.
Also gone is her wedding band from her late husband and a charm bracelet. How does this add up to $100,000?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like $28 in trinkets.
Sounds like what they bought Manhattan for.
Yeah. Couple of Gasparilla beads.
Yes, a bunch of trinkets. So, anyway, I believe most of the 1-800-GOT-JUNK outlets are franchises. So, again, this is one franchise up in New York.
To answer your earlier question, there is not one in Casper, Wyoming. The market's wide open.
Wide open for me. Look at
Ready
that.
for you to take it over.
Yeah. An internal inquiry determined that the truck team members and manager had followed our standard service procedures, disposed of the wall unit as requested. The team members categorically denied taking any safe.
All right, I believe them.
So, information from a private investigator hired by Nussbaum showed that her frantic call to 1-800-GOT-JUNK was made at 4:26 in the afternoon, an hour and a half from the truck's departure time.
It's quite the private investigator to look up call times off of a cell phone.
Yeah. So the manager at the Bronx, I guess, location, which I guess serviced Manhattan, said that the drivers are trustworthy and also indicated that it's not uncommon to have contents inside cabinets that people are throwing away. Anyway, if you're throwing away furniture and you're having a junk company pick stuff up, make sure that your safe is taken out or emptied with your 6th baby tooth that you lost or whatever the hell it is.
Her first candle,
right.
MJ.
I'm sorry.
First candle. Very sentimental.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, she said that the truck had just left, and yet the PI says an hour and a half.
Hour and a half later.
Guys,
yes.
Both of you guys, forensic investigators. I love you guys.
It's
Great.
Anyway.
It's like CSI MJ Morning Show over
It
here.
is.
Hold on, this doesn't make sense.
do you have a safe quip?
I don't. But
You don't have. Come on, you don't have a safe quip that.
Okay, all right.
I guess the move was not really that safe. It wasn't a move. It was a junk pickup.
That literally was my quip too. I was like,
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't safe at all. And then the music. Yeah. All
right. 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show. Let's talk about your roof. If your roof... A warning if you're out in public and don't do this, don't do that. And this particular one has been circulating, but for whatever reason, it's coming back around again. And it has to do with public restrooms. So, warning regarding your public restroom usage. We'll get to that in just a bit. 7:02 at the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, everyone, to the 7 o'clock hour. And, of course, this is a nice chunky segment here, but we really start the big Watusi rolls at 7:25-ish. So every morning around 7:25, so 23 minutes from now, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No commercials, no music. We go for over an hour and 20 minutes, nonstop. No one else does that. Just nonstop content happening in just a bit. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? It's freaking Wednesday, and I didn't mention this on Monday.
What?
It would have been natural for me to mention this thing on Monday.
What?
But we got all jammed up, and it was just a busy day. Listen, every day's a busy day. But Michelle and Chloe went to the Hello Kitty truck. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah, it was at the mall. It was at the West Shore Plaza in front of one of the stores.
I shot 2 videos, and they've got a schnit ton of views. So we did the story, I think it was early last week. Hey, man, the Hello Kitty 50th anniversary. They called it the Hello Kitty Cafe.
I thought we did it on Friday, and it was kind of like...
No, I thought we did it earlier in the week.
Because she was going that day or something.
No. You're misremembering. All right. So we.
I don't care that much.
We talked.
How was it?
Well, let me tell the story.
All right.
All right. So I wasn't going, but then they called me to the scene. So if you don't know the deal, on November 1st, and remember we talked about this. Michelle made a huge deal over the fact that I didn't talk about the 50th anniversary, the birthday, the Hello Kitty birthday, or what. November 1st was some kind of a day for Hello Kitty. And Michelle and Chloe both love Hello Kitty. And, Michelle spent time in Japan, as a kid. Her dad was in the Marine Corps, and the family was stationed at Yokosuka, Japan for 5 years, 1980 to 1985. So Michelle lived there. Michelle lived there from the age of 10 to 15.
Okay.
She lived in Japan, in Yokosuka. So she got bitten by the Hello Kitty bug in Japan, where it originated. So she's always been a big fan. And then the story comes out that the Hello Kitty Cafe truck is going to be inside West Shore Plaza this past weekend. And we, Andrew, when was that? Turn your microphone on. When did we talk about it?
You talked about it on Tuesday.
Yeah, so it was last Tuesday, not yesterday, but last week. I mentioned, oh, man, hey, the Hello Kitty van's coming to Tampa Bay area. It's going to be West Shore Plaza. So Michelle and Chloe go. And it's Saturday. It was like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something, a 2-hour span. So Michelle and Chloe, so I wasn't home. I had an early morning appointment at the BMW store. I had an early to get the 1,200-mile run-in service on our X5. So I was away. So Chet, Chloe's boyfriend, drove them up to the mall, and they got in line. And then Michelle calls me and says, "Hey, you got to get down to the mall. This place is a zoo.
That's an incredible line.
You got to see the line." Anyway, hey.
What were they giving away?
Listen, West Shore Plaza has not seen this many people in 25 years.
Honestly.
I don't know if the grand opening of the mall. So listen, obviously I'm being obnoxious. I'm making a joke. Bring the audio up. So I shot video of this. This video has got like 26,000 views or something. And so bring this up.
MJ from the MJ Morning Show at Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay. Look at this line. Look at this line at West Shore Plaza. West Shore Plaza hasn't seen this many people in 20 years. Holy crap. All right, Michelle and Chloe are right up here. Look at this. Michelle and Chloe, what are you guys waiting for?
Hello Kitty. Anything Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty, Michelle and Chloe. Look at this line. So the Hello Kitty Cafe truck is here at West Shore Plaza. I gotta run to get this thing in a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm running because I only have a minute and 30 seconds for my Instagram reel. Anyway, the video is up on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. So I shoot the video, I post it, and then there were mall employees, like from the front office at the mall, that were on the side, and I knew that they had something to do with the mall. And I'm walking by, and one of the women is on her phone on Instagram, and they're watching my video. So I don't know how, and they found my video. I just posted it like 10 or 15 minutes earlier, and already they're watching my video.
Did you tag West Shore Plaza in it? You tagged Hello Kitty. You tagged Hello Kitty Cafe truck.
Yeah.
So they probably found it that way.
I just mentioned West Shore Plaza. I didn't tag West Shore Plaza, but I posted this video. So, and I hear my voice. I'm walking by, I hear my voice. I'm like, oh. So I said, "Hey, what's that?" Oh, they said, "Oh no, the MJ Morning Show, they posted a video of the truck here right now." And I said, "Oh yeah, that's a pretty good show. I listen every morning." And I just kept walking. I just
I listen all the time.
And then there's a security guy there. He was in plain clothes, but I guess the head of security for West Shore Plaza, really nice guy. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I told him you're MJ." So he recognized me.
That's cool.
And you know what he said? He said, "Yeah, listen, we appreciate you letting people know the mall's not closed." Because a lot of people think that West Shore Plaza was closed because, remember the news stories last spring? West Shore Plaza is being knocked down. There's a massive billion-dollar redevelopment project. Well, it hasn't begun because the financing fell through. So the last I heard, there's no group that's stepping up for the grand plan to redesign, redevelop West Shore Plaza at the corner of Kennedy Boulevard and West Shore in South Tampa.
No. People think West Shore Plaza is closed because all of their anchors look like ghost towns. The Sears is closed.
Sears is closed.
The Dick's is gone.
They're dickless
and the
now.
JCPenney is
and Saks left, so they're dickless and sackless.
Everything just lopped right off.
So they've got no sacks and they've got no dicks.
None of it. But
So
and the outside of the JCPenney looks like a penitentiary. So it is not an attractive mall.
well, listen, it was where was that mall built? Like 1972?
I'm sure
74, 75?
It's had its
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
but both of the anchors are desolate, are boarded up. Dixon, Sears,
And
on
then
either side.
Macy's is pulling out.
Macy's is pulling out, and then the JCPenney, like I said, looks like something you'd see in Stark.
But listen, the mall is open, and listen, I go to New Balance in there. I love the New Balance store. If you watch MJTV, you know that I wear I love the New Balance, performance fabric, those cool like performance wicking shirts. So usually at least once or twice a week I'm wearing a New Balance shirt, and they have a New Balance exclusive store inside West Shore. So that I go to West Shore for New Balance. I popped in on Saturday. So here's the deal. So I was not planning on going to the Hello Kitty truck last Saturday at West Shore.
You were there.
Michelle calls me up after I got back from my service appointment at BMW, and Michelle says, "You got to get down here. You're not going to believe the line." So I roll down, and instantly I'm like, all right, this is content. So I roll video. It's if you want to see it. And then there's a second video. Once they got to the truck, Michelle and Chloe were in, and I waited as well. So
Was the line at least moving?
it was moving, but it kept getting added to. So the line maintained the length like the entire time.
How long were they? Were they in line for half an hour? I'm asking. I don't know. Me, I'm asking.
I wish they were in line for an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes.
It's like a ride at Disneyland.
It is, man. They did not have a fast pass.
No.
They did not have a. So they were in line for an hour and a half, and then the truck started selling out of stuff. So listen to this. They had like a sandwich board sign, like midway through the line, and it had all of the items that they were selling at the Hello Kitty Cafe truck. And then you'd see the guy come out, and he would take like a magnet that said sold out, and he would put it over each item as the item would sell out, like the blanket sold out. And Michelle's going, "Son of a bitch!"
Hold on. Did you buy stuff from the cafe, or did they give you stuff?
No, you buy stuff. So they sell these cookies. If you bought the cookies for $15, you got a free paper bag. I'm like, it's a freaking paper bag.
A paper bag.
Anyway,
with a cookie,
anyway, I think they wanted one of the Hello Kitty mugs, and that sold out before they got to the truck. And Michelle's like, "Son of a bitch!"
So there's some people who got nothing.
No,
they sold out of everything.
Well, they didn't sell out of everything. They still They still got the cookies they wanted, or the little soft, spongy. And I'll tell you what, the cookies are delicious. I had like 2 of them.
Good.
The cookies were fantastic. Anyway, if you want to see the Hello Kitty videos, they're up on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And the Hello Kitty truck was in Tampa last Saturday. I'm sorry I didn't bring this up on Monday's show. I just remembered that I didn't talk about it.
I don't know what I'm a big enough fan of to wait in a line for an hour and a half.
It's a good question.
I'm really thinking.
They waited for an hour and a half to get to the Hello Kitty truck. What time is it? 7:13? All right, 7:13 at the MJ Morning Show. I've got time. So the latest, like, old internet urban legend, stupid story that's making the rounds again, the bathroom warning. That if you use a public restroom, be careful when you reach for, like, the toilet paper roll.
Was the needle
Yeah,
there?
it's the whole needle deal that, be careful because intravenous drug users like to pop into public restrooms and they stick their needles in between the toilet paper to clean them off. Did they even do that? So listen to this. A person is issuing a warning to people who use public bathrooms at malls, restaurants, and department stores, and the reason might disturb you. Oh, Ma, this story's been circulating for years. Yeah, a social media poster by the name of Phxlank, Phxlank, posted a video with a warning, and they wrote, or they said, I hate to start Mondays off on this, but I got a PSA, and you're going to want to pay attention, especially if you use public restrooms. You ready? Let's get into it. If you go into a public restroom stall and the toilet paper dispenser is broken and you can see the toilet paper like this, you're going to want to look at the toilet paper. You're looking for spots. You're looking for brown spots, yellow spots, black spots, red spots. So according to this bathroom expert, so you look at the rolls, you look at the side of the toilet paper, and if it has these spots like all through the roll, it means that they claim that the intravenous drug users were jamming their drug needles into the toilet paper to clean it. So it's the side. Yeah.
All right.
And then they're showing a picture. They're showing a picture of a roll of toilet paper with all the spots on it where the stuff from the needle tip was left on the toilet paper after they jammed it in between the layers of the roll, on the side of the roll.
Yeah, a lot of these public restrooms use like the big industrial roll.
Yeah.
And you can wipe a
But
needle.
a lot of them, a lot of them are enclosed.
Until they're not. A lot of them are broken too.
Anyway, so
I love breaking them.
That's what
I break them.
hold on. Did you say you love breaking
Not
them?
deliberately, but a couple of times, like I was using it as leverage to get up off the can.
Oh man, you ripped it off the stall wall.
Like my elbow kind of goes right on that.
Well, hold on. So
No, I don't rip it off the wall, but I rip off the front door because if you press down on that little plastic key,
shut the front door.
Yeah, it's not meant to support weight.
Wait a minute. You cannot pull yourself up with your own kinetic energy. You can't pull your own 350 pounds up off the toilet. You need a grab bar or a grab toilet paper holder.
No, I can. I mean, you lean forward, guts over nuts, and you just stand up. I get it. But if there's something to grab onto, I will. And I snapped a couple of them before. I've never noticed these blood spots or these needle marks.
Anyway, if you look at Snopes, for instance, this is one of these urban legends, and Snopes says that this is unproven. But again, this has popped up 3 times when I'm doing, when I'm scrolling, when I'm a screenager. Oh, you ever hear that term?
No.
Oh, that's a new term I learned. That the teens that are addicted to their freaking phones and they're just on their phones nonstop. They're screening, they're scrolling, they're this, they're that. It's a screenager.
That's hysterical.
So teenagers that can't put the freaking phones down, they're a screenager. So add that to the lexicon. Add that to the vocabulary. All right, so heads up. It's internet urban legend. Been around for a long time. It's making the rounds again. Hey, what's old is new again, right? But it's classified as unproven that this has ever, really has occurred. All right, 7:18 at the MJ Morning Show. You are in such phenomenal luck, folks, because we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Just out of control. 1 hour and 20 minutes plus. Fester, do you have any contributions for the long chunk of MJ coming up next?
Witty commentary? Hello, please. Probably the funniest part of the show.
Well, I'm looking for something specific. You're going to present your
Oh, yes.
Hey, duh.
Yes. Okay.
I'm giving you a layup, and you're fumbling it.
Well, I mean.
All right, so what's coming up?
So we're going to play my MJ Morning Show rejoiners that I was tasked with writing after critiquing or commenting on one of MJ's written liners that got him so butthurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
we're ready to go.
Fester complained about some of my little rejoiners.
I didn't even know you wrote it. I said
these are the little recorded promos from the voice guy that you hear after commercial breaks, some kind of clever little line and the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So Fester complained about my new batch that I wrote. So
one of them really sucks.
I said, fine, you go ahead and write them.
So hurt.
We're going to listen to Fester's attempt to write MJ Morning Show little promos, and that's going to be coming up among a lot of other crap. All next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105.
Chuckle? Was it?
Chuckle.
Was the point for some
chuckle?
Is that what you wanted?
Yes, I'm looking for a chuckle.
Because you didn't even get that. I mean,
do they still make those chuckles? Those little gummy? Remember those chuckles? Remember those little?
I want to say they do.
Jelly candy squares.
They look almost
chuckles.
They look like fruit.
Yeah, there was one. The licorice one sucked.
Chuckles candy. Yeah, I'm sure they
chuckles. Do you have to go to like a vintage candy store to buy chuckles?
Online, I typed in chuckles.
Chuckles.
I mean, it might be something you have to order, but
chuckles. All right, so I said to Fester, okay, tough guy. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? If you're making faces,
there's no money and no mouth.
Yeah, if you don't like some of my little MJ Morning Show promos, let me see you come up with your own. So I'm totally outside of the process. Fester got with our operations guy to have the voiceover dude that does
so
our.
hurt over this.
I'm not hurt over it.
You're pretty hurt.
I want to see how much better you can do. So Fester had a bunch of new MJ Morning Show little promo deals recorded and produced, and now we're about to debut them. So I have not heard these. Where are they? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 6 of them. Six of them?
6 of them.
All right, so let's listen to Fester, who thinks he can do a better job than me in writing MJ Morning Show promos. All right, number 1?
All right, hold on.
Yes.
Before you play number 1.
Yes.
I don't think I can do a better job.
Oh, now
I'm just saying.
Now you're backtracking.
No, I'm just. I want this to be honest.
Beep, beep, beep.
No, I'm just acknowledging that one sucked. Listen, I mean, I can't throw a football better than Baker Mayfield, but occasionally he's off the mark. You know, it's just an observation, and your degree of, well, okay, Mr. Tough Guy. I mean, if I boo the Bucks, they don't say, how about you come down here and put on a helmet, fat boy? They don't do that. Okay, I'm not saying I can do it.
They should.
I'm not saying I can do it better. I'm just saying that one blew.
Oh, it sounds like you're trying to qualify things now. Now you're adding a disclaimer. We got the little asterisk.
All right,
By the way, with you, it's a big asterisk.
Big asterisk.
All right. So this is number 1.
Go ahead.
Roll it.
And now back to the MJ Morning Show. They put the dick in ridiculous.
All right, hold on now, Harry. Now, without red dye number 3. Hysterical. And we do.
All right, next. All right, here's Fester's sweeper number 2.
And now back to Poofhead and Pork Boy on 104.7 FM. Q105.
Poofhead and Pork Boy.
You have a poof head. I like pork.
All right, maybe we'll put that one in rotation.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you don't like the dick and ridiculous? All right. They're not all winners, unlike yours with the red dye number 3.
All right, number 3. All right, here we go.
And now back to the MJ Morning Show. These guys have faces for radios with bodies to match.
Oh, never heard that.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not witty enough to tap into local stories about red dye in food.
All right, here's the 4th one.
Go ahead.
Number 4, where Fester thinks he can do better than me. Here we go.
And now, back to the MJ Morning Show. No show calls their wife more.
Facts. Facts.
Oh, listen, Michelle is a cast member.
Right.
Michelle has been part of the show, my lovely wife, since the beginning, since the Power Pig in 1994. Michelle's been part of the show.
Yes, which is exactly why no show calls their wife more.
All right, here's number 5.
And now, back to the MJ Morning Show. If you like pizza, scuba diving, and hearing about other people's Instagram accounts, you'll love us.
You forgot rice cookers.
I only had so much time. I mean, these are designed to be like, 5 to 7 seconds.
Other people's I talk about my Instagram. What do you mean other people's Instagrams?
Well, because we could tweak it, but it wasn't you specific. I mean, if you enjoy hearing about other people's Instagrams, wait till you get a load of my friend MJ.
All right, number 6. This is the last one.
Is it? I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, there are only 6. So
right.
This is number 6. Here we go.
And now, back to the MJ Morning Show, where we love all our listeners equally. Unless you're a dwarf. We love dwarfs more.
That sucks.
I gotta say, I'm not crazy about the voice guy's punctuation or
you mean execution?
Yeah.
No, the voice guy's fine.
I don't know.
No,
I might want a guy a little more gravelly.
His delivery is fine.
I want a guy who sounds like he smokes marbles in the morning.
Dude, his delivery is just fine.
I would argue possibly unsuccessfully. That every one of those were better than your red dye number 3.
So Michelle was on the show yesterday. Michelle was in studio, and actually, hang on, I have a. What do I do with that? I actually have a. Oh, here it is. From Debbie. Man, I wish you could talk Michelle into being part of the show. I have thoroughly enjoyed her this morning.
Yeah, she was great.
She is so insightful and has great contribution to stories. I vote for more Michelle. Well, and I had everything positive. I didn't have one negative. Listen, Michelle, I probably call her on average, 3 times a week or so. But Michelle has always been part of the cast. I've always considered her a show member. And Michelle has been part of the program in usually a phone call capacity since 1994, since the MJ and BJ days.
She's literally the best thing about you.
Well, thank you very much. I concur. So Michelle did a fantastic job yesterday. She was on mic 3 here in the studio. And listen, she can, we have a search. We're looking for a new female member of the show. And the search is on. We already have like a dozen resumes and tapes. So there's already industry-wide, there's a lot of interest in joining, one of the longest running, most successful, well-known radio morning shows in the country.
Do they still send resumes? I worked at Starbucks from 2011 to 2013. Got an internship at KSUC.
Listen, I'm just saying that, hey, the search is on, and we're already getting pounded with MP3s and resumes for listen. Some really decent folks have already shown their interest in the job opening to join the crew here on the MJ Morning Show.
Wow, really decent folks. That's some high praise coming from MJ.
So Michelle was on yesterday. I want to bring some. Man, this drives me nuts, and it's intrusive and it's kind of creepy. So yesterday, Michelle is in studio, and somehow the Italian sheets that Michelle has bought for years. Well, she buys one expensive set and they last for like 10 years. So, folks, I had a couple of emails. MJ, it's kind of pretentious talking about the $1,000 bedroom sheets that Michelle buys. Yeah, she buys a $1,000, sheet that is like among the highest quality in the world, highest thread count, and the sheet lasts for 10 plus years. How many other sheets are you going through over that time frame because you're buying crap? So it really is cost effective, and it gives you, an amazing feel. Listen, the point that I'm trying to make here.
Please, I'd love to know.
Hold on. No, this is important.
Okay.
And people are going to immediately identify with what I'm saying. So we talk about these 2 sheet brands. And holy sheet. All right. So one is Frate.
Right.
And one is some other name.
Yeah.
So unbelievably, on my Instagram yesterday, as I'm scrolling, guess what ad comes up?
Dude, I'm telling you, your phone listens to you.
Listen, we all know this, but until it really happens, and that you've never seen. For instance, it was Frate. It's a high-quality sheet manufacturer. It's like Frette, Frate. And I've never seen a Frate ad on my phone. So we're talking about Frate, and then suddenly yesterday, after the show, I'm going through my Instagram, and I'm scrolling, and my God, their Frate ads are popping up. And the only reason why is because we were talking about it. So my freaking phone microphone picked us up on the show, and then I'm being force-fed ads like I was on a hunger strike and the warden's force-feeding me now, Holy crap. I mean, we know this exists. I mean, it's not like I was yesterday years old when I found this out. I mean, I know this happens, but this was just a blatant example of there's no way in hell a Frate bed sheet ad has ever shown up on my phone, and we mention it on the air, and the microphone picks it up on my phone. So I got to figure out how to turn that crap off. I know you can go
There's a setting.
I know you can go into privacy settings and shut this crap off. And if anyone knows, so I'm on a Google phone. I've got the Pixel 8 Pro. I skipped the 9. I get one so I'll go with the Pixel 10 when it comes out later this year, because I do a new phone every 2 years. So if anyone knows, I'm an Android Pixel Google phone user. If you want to run me through, just so I don't have to spend all kinds of research time, if you know what I need to do to go into my phone to shut off this little spy bitch.
It's from eavesdropping all day long.
Exactly.
That's all it's doing.
I feel like I'm bugged like the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. I mean, what the hell's going on over here?
Welcome to Moscow?
Yeah. So if anyone wants to just kind of give me the quick little primer, little tutorial on how I can shut my phone off from spying on me so I don't get ads for things that we just mentioned here in the studio and my phone is listening, if you want to just drop me an email and tell me what to do, what I need to toggle off, send me an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. Also, while I'm at it, why the hell is it so tough to find the Martin's potato rolls in the slider form?
Is it that hard?
Yeah, it's like sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't.
Are they on sale or something?
You know, Michelle sends me to the supermarket to get the Martin's potato rolls, the slider size, because that's what she likes for her egg salad sandwiches. And it's like it's impossible. You'll see them like 2 months ago, and then you go and there's no sliders. You go to Walmart, they don't have the sliders. You go to Publix, they don't have the sliders. Is there a route driver? Is there someone that works for Martin Potatoes Rolls? Why the hell can't... And I bring home the regular size Martin's Potato Roll sandwich size, and Michelle's like, I didn't want those. No. I wanted the slider. It's like it's my fault.
It's too big a bun if you're looking for something slider size.
Shit, so they make a smaller slider size.
They're called party roll.
They're called sliders.
I'm looking. Is this a wrapper?
That's not it.
Okay, I'm looking.
No, that's the sweet party roll. That's different. The slider looks like it's the normal Martin's potato roll package, but it says slider. It's the slider. It's 12 slider potato rolls, and it's like this. It's like an oil shortage. There's a potato roll slider size shortage. Why? And then I got to put up with the grief, like, when I come home and I don't have the right Martin's potato roll sliders, that it's my fault and I'm an incompetent ass monkey.
Two things can be true at once. I mean, it's possible you are an incompetent ass monkey.
Oh my God. So why is it so freaking difficult to find the Martin's potato roll slider size? Why? Went to 2 Publixes, Walmart. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. I don't get it. Do we have because you have those jobbers, or you have the folks that have the routes, they like the Coke and Pepsi guys fill the product at the stores.
Every time you go to the supermarket, you see somebody loading their product.
The Sara Lee guy with the trailer on the back of his pickup truck, stocking a pub. You've got the different vendors.
The little Debbie guy.
Yeah, exactly. So you have the vendor.
Frito-Lay guy.
Exactly. All right. So I know that there's someone that does like the breads and the rolls. So by any chance, does anyone work for Martin's Potato Rolls? This is driving me nuts. Where the F are the sliders? This could be, my wife might divorce me. She thinks I'm deliberately sabotaging her slider rolls.
You're really playing the long game on that one.
Oh my God. All right. Listen, by any chance, anybody work for Martin's Potato Rolls, which, by the way, is the #1 selling potato roll in America?
I mean, what's the competition? I mean, is the potato roll market that jammed?
I think his cousin Phil tried to do it, a couple of years ago. Was unsuccessful.
I should try Phil's potato rolls.
Phil's potato rolls.
It's just like Martin's, only not really.
Anybody work for Martin's? I mean, would you please help me with this mystery? What the hell's going on?
There's got to be a route driver.
800-990-1047. If you're a Martin's potato roll route driver, 800-990-1047. What is up with the sliders? Listen, I don't know. I've asked for people that have been shot in the face with a nail gun, and we get 10 calls. So it's not out of the question that a Martin's potato roll guy is listening to the show right now. If you are, well, he could be stocking the shelves right now and not listening in the truck. I got to figure this out because my wife's driving me crazy because I do most of the food shopping. And, I'm an incompetent nincompoop because I can't find the sliders.
Yeah.
Because they don't have them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. All right, if you know, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. All right, 7:45 at the MJ Morning Show. Andrew, just let me know if anyone calls up. I want to talk about, hey, Andrew, what was my actual tease for yesterday's teaser, which I'm doing on time? I was half an hour late yesterday, but look at it. Please make a note of it, that I'm actually on time right now at 7:45 with my teased item. So what did I actually tease yesterday, Andrew?
Warning about a sexy garment.
Answer the phones. That could be a potato roll guy.
How to answer you or the phone?
No, I got it. I got it.
Forget us. Get to the Martin's potato roll guy.
So my tease was a warning about a sexy garment. There's a trend that apparently is underway, and there are warnings about this trend. And there's a name for this, like this style or this fashion description.
Okay.
All right. But it can hurt you. And some women are doing this. I'm looking at the phones, so the phones are ringing. So maybe
you're just praying that the route driver calls in.
Oh yeah, God,
try to get you a deal on some.
No, I don't need a deal. I just need to know where to find them and why are the slider size Martin's potato rolls so tough to find.
So I've done a wildly disproportionate amount of research on Martin's potato rolls. It's a family company.
Yeah, they're based in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the CEO is Jim Martin.
Yeah,
Joseph Martin is the vice president.
You know what?
Jackie Martin.
I got to get it's a whole family-run operation.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
It's like the Cost family that makes my headphones. It's a whole family-run operation up in Milwaukee. All right, here's the deal. What is the clothing trend or what is the fashion trend? And it's got a name. And there's a warning about this. It's an aesthetic trend, and it is inspired by medieval times.
What?
Yeah. It's called castlecore. You ever hear of castlecore?
I don't know if I'm the right guy to ask.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see you put one of these things on. So this is one of the items associated with castlecore, and it's like a fashion trend. And the warning is that you could hurt yourself because women are using these medieval type period themed corsets.
Oh.
Yeah, corsets or corsets, however you want to pronounce it. And the corsets are so tight. And it's like a medieval type of body thinning corset that women are getting into with this castlecore themed, medieval type garb. And it's like a bodice, just a tight corset to like shrink the waist and make the body smaller. And some of these things are so freaking tight that it's hindering people's ability to breathe. They're so tight that it's like squeezing like the innards and causing digestive problems.
Just moving your organs around in there?
No, just like squeezing them like a vice.
All right, so that's just a portion of castlecore fashion.
But then there are like sex toys that are like totally dangerous.
Well, like little guillotines for wieners? I don't like that game.
No, like dragon genitalia. There's like
I got a joke.
Yeah,
The punchline is dragging genitalia.
Listen, I'm that's not why I'm really interested in the whole corset thing, and that women are getting into this castle core type of fashion, this theme, and the warning is, hey, you could constrict your lungs, you could have trouble breathing, and that you could squash your internal organs and cause freaking damage or cause like digestive woes because you're jamming up your stomach, your intestines. I mean, I didn't know about this.
I mean, a lot of these people I'm looking online look like they're Joan of Arc.
I mean, look at this. This woman's wearing like chainmail.
Yeah.
Don't you call that the chain? Is that called chainmail?
I guess.
No,
I don't know.
That's an easy question. When they have like the knights,
mesh.
like the metal mesh, isn't that called chainmail? Yeah, heavy chainmail. Yeah, look at that. So there's a model at the
That's Chapel Roan, who has a couple of hit songs.
Yeah, Chapel Roan was at the 2024 Video Music Awards and had a whole like Game of Thrones like metallic chainmail outfit on.
Good for her.
I wonder are there any women listening? Well, listen, if I can't get a freaking Martin's, but hey, Andrew, who was calling? I mean, every line was ringing on the. What were people calling about?
There were ones making suggestions. One said that Kroger has them available for delivery.
I mean, yeah, the Kroger delivery service.
Yeah, but they don't have stores. You got to get the Kroger truck.
Yeah,
that's why I said delivery.
Yeah, you get the membership and they drop it off at your house.
Yeah.
One suggested to chop up hot dog buns into 3 pieces.
Okay, that's not what we're looking for, people.
All right.
It's not a bad idea.
Great. All right, but no actual Martin's potato route guys called up. All right, well, let's see if I have better luck. Are there any women listening that are jamming themselves into these tight corsets? Are you part of Castle Core? Anyone listening, are you aware of and do you participate in this Castle Core fashion? What is this? Hold on, scroll up. No, how to achieve the Castle Core look? Now, let me grab the scroller here. For those eager to channel their inner royalty, achieving the Castle Core aesthetic is all about details. Embrace voluminous dresses in earthy tones, layer with corsets and lace, and incorporate bold accessories like capes or veils. Oh, look at the phones. Phones are ringing. Any women into Castle Core?
This seems like more of a going out type fashion than like going to, the office.
No, it's coming. Oh, I thought you meant like going out of style.
No, going out like we're going out Friday night. Some people might dress into this in this genre or this style.
Hey, we're going to Longhorn Steakhouse. I'm going to wear my Castle Core chainmail corset.
Let me get my cape.
All right. All right. So 800-990-1047 is how you get in. 800-990-1047. Any women? Any thoughts on this whole Castle Core, this medieval type of dress up? How about a court? And if you're doing the whole Castle Core, if you're doing the bodice or the corset, then that'll be underneath. But are you jamming up your innards? Did you try this? Did you have problems? Anyone? Hello?
I mean,
800-990-1047. I'm just going to take a minute here. If we don't get any response, I'm just going to move on because I got a lot of crap.
Looks like everybody's dressing up like they were extras in a Monty Python movie or something.
Well, no, it's like
the
Game
Grail.
of Thrones or something. Or, House of the Dragon. All right, 800-990-1047. So just a warning. I mean, medical experts are warning that if you cram yourself into one of these corsets, that you could actually have breathing problems and screw with your internal organs if you jam these things too tight. And then, people are also talking about that the whole Castle Core thing is juicing up things in the bedroom. That's a whole different element here. Who's this? Annabelle Knight, who's with Love Honey.
Okay, that sounds like an official site.
Let's face it, reality can be a bit dull sometimes, so who wouldn't want to dive into a world filled with sexy fairies and forbidden romance.
Sexy fairies.
These fantasy explorations also offer a safe space to explore power dynamics. They give you the freedom to play with ideas set in a world of mythical creatures or otherworldly beings, which makes it feel more detached from the everyday. So what is it, like an escape? All right, we've had like 10 lines ring, and Andrew's not putting jack crap on hold.
Andrew, how are we missing everything? Nobody's coming close?
No, it's like I'm watching him answer like 10 different calls here, and then he's hanging up on him. Nothing's getting put on hold for me to... Oh, wait a minute. I think we have one.
All right. It sounds like he's collecting numbers for his personal use.
Yeah.
Oh, you're into that too? Oh, you like Dungeons and Dragons? I'll call you later.
Kimberly in Clearwater. Hey, Kimberly, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Kimberly.
Hey, good morning. So women did wear corsets, but they also, it was upper class, they had fainting couches. Why? Because their lungs were restricted. So literally, if you look up fainting couches, that's what women would literally faint on because the corset was so tight. Women these days don't understand that. You will faint.
Hold on. Fainting couches. Mike, so a corset was so tight that the woman would stop breathing and faint, and would, if they felt lightheaded, they got themselves near the couch so they could faint on the couch?
Correct.
My lady, walk over to the fainting couch. You look a bit
Correct,
wobbly.
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, my lord. Hey, faint over here, my lord. All right.
So, MJ.
Well,
great.
Thank you, Kimberly. Have a great day. Hey, hold on to that,
Yeah.
Fester. Fester's looking up fainting couches. That's what we need in
I want one.
That's what I need in the ante room at the house, is a fainting couch.
These are comfortable. I'd love to faint on these.
All right, Cheryl's in Clearwater. Hey, Cheryl, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, I think a lot of this with the corsets and everything came from like the 1800s, like when you saw the movie Gone with the Wind, the women all wore corsets and they wore the big hoop skirts and everything. And I think maybe this is coming back from that period of time.
Cheryl,
They're going back into... Yeah.
It's from like the 1400s or the 13. I mean, this is like medieval stuff, not so much Wild West, Americana type fashion. This is like, Knights of the Round Table type stuff.
Cheryl, do you have a tight corset on right now?
I do not.
Do you have one?
Of course. No, I do not.
All right. Thanks for the call. Have a great day. Hey, listen, we got a little education. And then Fester's looking up fainting. Does Rooms to Go sell fainting couches?
You can buy it by the piece or by the room. Yes, they do.
Fainting is easy at Rooms to Go.
Look at this nice $4,000 fainting couch you can buy off of Wayfair.
Wayfair has just what I need.
Look, it even has a curve in it so your body can faint right on it.
Oh, look at that. Wayfair sells fainting couches.
They call them upholstered chaise lounges. But, MJ, with Gasparilla coming up over the next couple of weeks, some of the crews, but the crew of Santiago, they're medieval themed. You'll see a lot of their ladies in Castle Core.
I got another invitation. I got one of the top dogs at the crew of Santiago reached out and said, "Hey, anything you need for the night parade? We'd love to have you again." I remember I was the Grand Marshal for the night parade about
2 years ago.
2 years ago, was it? Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a great experience. All right, 7:59 at the MJ Morning. Oh, one more. And Andrew's telling me to take one more. Oh, and then we got a surprise. An MJ Morning Show surprise.
Love surprises.
Yep, hang on. In just a moment. Let me grab line 5, MJ Morning Show. Hello, Laurel in Tampa. You're up.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Yes, Laurel. It sounds like you're in a very tight corset right now.
Yes.
Hardly. But there was a time in my life when this was a big deal, and it's not as counterculture as the internet is making it sound. Local people have been doing waist training and corseting for decades, obviously.
You know what? I haven't heard that term in a while, but I have heard previously that term waist training, and that's where women wear the tight corsets to try to shrink their waist, right?
Yeah, and you start at a larger size, usually about 2 to 4 sizes smaller than your actual waist, and you increase the narrowness of it over time.
Have you ever done it?
No, but I do have some corsets that could be used for that.
She's exactly right, MJ. I did some waist training, and I went from a size 50
to a 54. To a 54.
I did it reverse.
Yeah. All right. Laurel, thanks for calling.
No problem. I'll be the guy.
Andrew's telling me another one.
Another one. They're rolling in.
Yeah, they're rolling in now.
This might be more potato roll related.
Oh, wait a sec. Melinda is in Tampa. Let's go to back to potato rolls.
We're done with waist training. Let's get to the carbs.
And the fact that my wife thinks that I'm a moron because whenever I go shopping, I can't come home with the Martin's potato rolls slider size that sometimes the store has them, and then like over 2 months they never have them. So Michelle made a big batch of egg salad like Mrs. Loopner, and Michelle wanted the slider sized Martin's potato rolls for the egg salad. And I went to 3 different stores, nowhere. All right, Melinda in Tampa. Yes, Melinda, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Okay, this is hysterical because I've listened to you forever. I always comment, and I had to come get creamer this morning, and I heard you, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the bread aisle. There's 2 packages of the Martin 12-slider potato roll.
Well, hold on. So you were listening, and now you went into a store?
No, my husband, it's so funny because we both work from home, and he has to go in the field today. So I'm like, okay, honey, I need creamer, and I live in Publix. And so I'm like, sorry, I'm just going to go to the bread aisle because I need to get some bread anyways. And then I looked down, and there was 2 left, and I go, I'm just going to call. I call my whole life, okay? And anyways, it's just funny.
Melinda, which Publix has the Martin sliders?
Okay, so the Publix, it's not the Commons. It's the brand new one on the corner of Himes and Gandy.
All right, listen.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to go back and buy them. We'll meet you at the house.
Well, what I was thinking is, because I'm a big, I go to customers. There's 2 rolls left, so I can go put it up, and I can put it under your name, and they'll hold it for you.
Just buy it. We're good for the money.
No, it's better. I'll just drive the Gandy home, and this is listen, that was our Publix for years because we lived right around the corner, near the YMCA off of Himes. Right. So that's a brand new Publix that they knocked down and they rebuilt. All right, do me a favor.
Yeah, this is all. Yeah, I used to go to Britain, but we just moved down here into a town.
All right, Melinda, do me a favor. All I need is one. Take 1 pack Take 1 pack, just one. 1 pack of Martin's potato roll slider size. Bring them to customer service. Don't open them up and spit on them.
Okay, now that you said it, that could be funny. But
no.
That'd be hysterical.
So do me. Bring a package to customer service and let them know that MJ from the MJ Morning Show will be there after the morning show, after 10 o'clock to pick up the sliders. You don't have to pay for them. I'll pay for the $4.59 or whatever.
I'm just laughing because I always call in, and I mean, I'm probably MJ your age, and I live in South Tampa, so I think this is hilarious. I can't even hear me on the radio, but you guys are awesome. Make my morning every day. So I'm glad I could do your grocery shopping.
All right, I will really tell them I'll be there right after. You're like Instacart. You're Insta Melinda.
I know, right? Okay.
All right, so tell them I'll be there. I'll be there after 10 a.m.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. You'll have a good day.
All right. Thank you. You too.
You don't have to say that MJ from the MJ Morning Show is coming to buy. You say some short guy with poofy hair is going to be walking in about 10:05.
How about that? A listener goes into Publix, finds the Martin's potato roll slider size, and actually walks into the store from the radio segment. I think it's fantastic. That's a motivated audience right there. That's what. All right, hang on. I got to grab another call. Back to the waist training.
Let's go.
And the women that try to get like 22-inch waists and 24-inch waists. Carol's in Tampa. Hello, Carol.
Hello,
Yeah, Carol, I got you. Go ahead.
Hello, Carol.
Well, Carol was there. It was like, hey, do you got...
It's like she cut herself off.
Yeah, it's like, hello, Carol.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes. Carol, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, Yes, so I'm fifth generation Tampa girl, black Tampa girl.
All right, so you're fifth generation black Tampa girl. Go ahead.
And when you were in my whole, like the whole black community, you better put on a girdle. You got picked at. You got mocked. That's why, like, you got the Beyonce shape going on. You put on a girdle by the time you turn 11 or 12.
Hold on. You were in a girdle by the time you were 11 or 12?
As soon as you got a cycle, you got a girdle.
Wow.
I've never heard that, Carol.
All right, Carol, are you still wearing a girdle today?
I am still wearing a girdle. I put my daughter in a girdle. You better believe it.
How old's your daughter? At what age did you put your daughter in a girdle?
I put her in a girdle at 12.
12.
And I'm a school principal, and I talk to my girls, get you a girdle. Don't be jiggling all around my school.
I love it.
All right, Carol, listen, you call us next year for the Great American Teach-In. We want to go to your school.
Yeah. Hey, Carol, the principal in Tampa. Carol, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, my God.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Have a great day, Principal.
This show never ceases to amaze me.
Principal Carol in a girdle.
You never know what I go from a listener going in to get me my potato rolls at Publix to I got a principal calling in
fifth generation
by girdles.
Tampa. That's amazing.
I love it. All right, the surprise. We sort of mentioned this last hour. We first hour. I mentioned this around 6:30 or so. There is, and I'm holding the story right here. I've got the item right here. And I'm not comfortable in doing this on the air for broadcast.
You don't hear you say that very often.
No, it's not often. And I don't think we've ever done this. So I'm not comfortable with this particular subject matter live on the 104.7 FM over the air FM frequency. So I've got content that I don't feel comfortable doing on the air. What I will do is Fester and I, after we shut the show down, after we play the show closer music at about 9:45 or so this morning, I'll play the closer music. Oh, hey, all right, it's been a great show. We'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, folks, have a great day, and let's be careful out there. All right, so that's how I end the show every day. Here's the deal. Andrew is going to add a special recorded bonus to the end of today's podcast. So for Wednesday, January 15th, estimated's due today. Son of a bitch. All right. And I don't mail it from the post office anymore because remember they lost my my IRS payments last April 15th.
Yeah, welcome to the 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mail my taxes.
Two priority mail envelopes to Charlotte, to the IRS, tax due and estimated. They lost both my priority mails. You know what? I still didn't collect my $20. Freaking post office they owe me like $9.85 a piece. I need to go collect my money because they disappeared from Tampa, Maine post office. I put the damn things in the wall and they lost my two priority mail, like big envelopes, gone, like swallowed up. Like a sinkhole.
This isn't the surprise.
No, that's not. All right.
Okay.
So back to the surprise. I have an item that I'm just uncomfortable in talking about. So here's the deal. Right when we finish the show, after the... Andrew is going to add a special recorded segment. So after we finish the show, Fester and I are going to record this material that's in my hands that I'm not comfortable in talking about on the air, but we will put it on the tail end of today's podcast. And of course, our podcast is available on all the major platforms, so Spotify, Apple Music. We've got the Q105 website, or just go to mjmorningshow.com and all of our shows are podcasts. So wherever you get podcasts, just search for MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you just do MJ Morning Show, sometimes you get the the podcast that we did before we came back in 2020. So make sure you always search for the podcast, MJ Morning Show on Q105. Special content because it's just some racy aspects here, and there's some content that there's detail that I'm not covering. I don't want to half-ass it. That's a little bit of a clue right there. But this is something we haven't done this. We haven't added special content. And this will be the first time I think we've done this by adding something to the podcast as a special bonus that I'm not comfortable in doing on the air.
It's like we're on Patreon, except we're not getting any money for it.
There you go. All right. And it's a special feature, today's podcast. So see what it is. And if you're offended, I apologize in advance. Simple as that. All right. Are you a psychopath? What's going on with TikTok? Just a couple of things we got to deal with here. First, let's do TikTok.
Let's.
It is 8:10 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. This is 104.7 FM. And this Sunday, TikTok is set to be banned. Now, TikTok's parent company, their lawyers appeared before the Supreme Court about, a week ago or so. And there's a last-ditch effort for the Supreme Court to step in and claim that the TikTok ban, which is set to go into effect this Sunday, is unconstitutional. But the indications are that the Supreme Court seems to be leaning toward upholding the congressional ban. And then, of course, the president signed it in. The issue with TikTok is it's a Chinese-owned company, and the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese commie government, has full access to all the data. If you're a company in China, you can't operate unless the Chinese Communist government, they can get up and through your business. They can see anything. You got to turn it over. And listen, there have been reports that they have, Chinese intel folks that are actually inside of the parent company ByteDance. That's happened in the past. So this is a big deal for those that use TikTok. I have always been concerned about privacy. We know for a fact that TikTok has tracked some U.S. government employees through the app on their phone. We're handing them just data beyond belief. We're allowing them to, through algorithms, to make serious power of suggestion content moves. There is a way to propagandize conspiracy theories. There's a lot of ways to play mental games and like psychological operations, like PSYOPs. But there's a real national security issue that has arisen over the years with TikTok, and that's the concern, that all this data is being handed right to the Chinese Communist government. And that's the concern. I don't mind taking some phone calls here on the TikTok matter, but what I wanted to mention here quickly, I'm not going to spend too much more time on this, but what will happen? Does the government reach into your phone and yank the app right out? No, it's not quite like that.
I mean, if it comes off of the Apple Store, won't it come off of your phone?
Well, here's the deal. No, the app will still be on your phone. You know what? This is why I'm doing this. So what happens if TikTok is actually banned? Like Trump is coming into office on Monday, and Trump's been kind of wishy-washy, saying, "Oh, I'm going to reverse a ban." But listen, if it's a national security issue, I don't care who the president is. If it's a bona fide national security issue, stupid videos are the least of my concern, and I'd rather have national security buttoned up. And it's been shown that TikTok is a problem.
It's one of the few things I remember in recent history that Congress kind of agreed on, regardless of party affiliation.
Exactly. So Democrat and Republican, they've seen the evidence, and TikTok is a problem. So the ban is set to take effect on Sunday, January 19th. And specifically, it's called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, and it would make it illegal for the app stores like the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store to host the apps on their platforms, to distribute, to host, or service TikTok. So ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, they've been told you have to sell TikTok to an American entity so they could cash out to the tune of, tens and tens and tens of billions of dollars by selling it, or it's going to face a ban in the United States. So the president could push a pause for 90 days, and that remains to be seen. There was a report earlier this week that Elon Musk was in talks to buy the TikTok U.S. operations, but TikTok is saying that that's pure fiction. So what happens if the ban on TikTok, and if you want to get in, if you have any thoughts on this, any comments, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And TikTok is intertwined into so many people's lives. My kids, I made sure my kids don't have it. I don't have TikTok, never have, never will. So what happens? Well, here's, if the ban goes into effect and the Supreme Court, which heard arguments on January 11th, if they uphold the law and TikTok gets banned, so what happens? And this is really the meat of what I want to get into. So if the ban goes into effect, if you don't have it downloaded already on your phone, it will disappear from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. So it'll disappear, so you can't install it after the ban. If you already have the app, this is where it gets interesting, because in one possibility, TikTok could just shut it off for U.S. users, and it just doesn't work. All right, that's one possibility. The other, more likely scenario is that it kind of just dies a slow death here in the United States.
Well, because there's no new subscribers. They already have
no updates. So it would become obsolete, essentially. So one of the options here, and this is a professor of cybersecurity at Brown University up in Providence, Rhode Island, told CBS Money Watch that users will get a notice that this service is not available in your country, potentially. That's most likely what will happen based on what we've seen in other countries, because there are certain apps and platforms that are banned in other countries, and it'll pop up that this app is not available in your country. The professor said this generation, so a lot of Gen Z, millennials, this generation may be in for a very rude awakening if the law goes into effect and they find a major social media platform that they came to rely on as creators or just users suddenly not available. So an action not unprecedented in the United States. That's been the experience of users that have banned apps in other countries. And this is what the likely outcome is. So it could be removed, but a lot of people think that if you already have TikTok on your phone, if you have the app, that you'll still be able to use it, but there'll be no updates over time, and then the app will slowly become obsolete. Various issues could arise. TikTok may introduce new features, security patches, and the app in the United States might have sluggish performance, as well as the security problems. So eventually TikTok users will probably start using the vulnerable version. So it's kind of like a slow death. That's, one of the scenarios that some people think is more likely. Listen, bottom line is that Instagram Reels does the same damn thing.
Yeah, every other social media platform was a little late to the game behind TikTok.
Yeah, listen,
they kind of have it down now.
So Instagram
Reels.
Yeah, Instagram Reels, they're licking their chops right now at the possibility of their usership going through the roof. So that's where it is with TikTok. And listen, Sunday, this weekend, this is a big day to see what happens, to see if there's any Supreme Court intervention, presidential intervention, or if the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, if they remove the TikTok app. All right, let me grab a couple of calls here, then we got to move on. Lauren in Seminole. Lauren, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi, Lauren.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing well. Go ahead.
So I have a couple of thoughts about the TikTok ban. My first thought is, what else is in the bill? Just knowing our history, knowing our government's history, I want to see what else is in there before I completely jump on board. My other couple of thoughts are, if the loophole, like you mentioned, if they sell out to an American company, I feel like that kind of sets a dangerous precedent that anybody can just go out there, we'll create another app, another program, do whatever, we'll collect what we can, and then sell out real quick. But what's to say that the company that buys it is going to fix everything?
So American companies like Meta or X, they have all your information too.
Yeah, but it's an American company. It's on their servers. The problem is, if an American company bought TikTok, then everything would have to be moved to American servers or to servers that are not accessed by a foreign adversary like China and the communist government that has access to every single bit of TikTok ByteDance data. That's what the issue is.
And I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But we can't force China to delete it.
We cannot support it.
No, we don't.
It's already, damage is already done there.
Well,
so I mean, yeah, we would be.
Well, they certainly have a lot of data, but they wouldn't be able to track government officials or track people through the app if it's taken away. So listen, there's already damage that's been done, and clearly we just found out a month or so ago that the Chinese communist hackers from the Chinese government, they've been inside the AT&T and Verizon cell networks, stealing data on over 1 million users for the past 18 months. And we just found out about this. Hey, Lauren, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Carlos in Tampa. Carlos, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey there, Carlos. Go ahead.
Good. I'm tired of this national security as an excuse for everything, including the Kennedy files and everything. But if China wants to spy on us, they had open borders where a bunch of not only Chinese or Asians, but everybody came across the border.
Yep.
They got balloons. They got satellites. They have people already here. They have other social media platforms that they use. I think that the TikTok ban is a type of censorship, that they're using it just because TikTok doesn't play along with the government. I mean, it doesn't matter because the government doesn't like a company. If I have a company, they're going to say, "Oh, well, we don't like you because you're not playing along." So
I don't necessarily agree with you. The fact is that the Chinese communist government, they are collecting so much data on us, and it's not just innocuous data. They also have the ability to propagandize, to send people down rabbit holes, to get into your brain and suggest material.
But, sir, the Russians have done that for years.
Listen, but if we have the opportunity to stop an application that is being exploited by an adversary, now certainly damage has already been done, but let's stop it. I mean, if the dam's got a leak, it's been leaking for a month, I mean, you still want to fix the leak.
No, the dam's been leaking.
Yeah. But why not stop all the applications then that are doing
Well, because they're not tied to foreign adversaries. All the applications are not tied to the Chinese Communist government being able to get all of our location data and potentially propagandize. That's the issue, Carlos. Listen,
what if I have an American plant in here that he's American, so he's going to buy the company from me, but I'm Chinese, and I'm going to run it through him, and you say, "Oh, it's American owned." Well, it's not really American owned. It's going to be just an American getting paid to spy for China.
All right, that's a hell of a coup, Carlos.
If it gets sold, then that's not going to happen. It's going to be sold to somebody that's not going to be a shill.
You'll know who buys it.
Yeah, as a Chinese spy front. Thank you, Carlos. All right, one last call on this, and I'm going to move. Listen, the TikTok deal. You've got like half of Americans that are on TikTok. This is a big deal. That's why I'm spending time on this. Michael in Inverness. It's like 178 million U.S. users for TikTok. Michael, Inverness, MJ Morning Show. You're up.
Good morning, guys. I read yesterday that there's already a Chinese alternative called Red Talk to bypass the ban on the TikTok that people can use.
Yeah, it's called Red Note.
The Red Note. Sorry.
Yeah. So that one's called Red Note, and it's a similar. But listen, that would be then approached as well, because let's say there's a replacement Chinese app. The Chinese Communist government still has access to all that data, so that would be short-lived. Actually,
this doesn't specifically name TikTok as much as it does, protecting Americans from foreign adversarially controlled applications, or as I like to call it, PAFACA.
What?
PAFACA.
What's the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act?
PAFACA.
Yeah. So, Michael, you have Red Note, and then there's another application, and this is actually owned by ByteDance as well, something called Lemon 8. Not Lemonade, but Lemon 8. And that's similar to TikTok, and it's owned by the same company that owns TikTok. So
all these applications will be covered under PAFACA.
Yeah, they'll be on to all these things. Michael, thanks for the call. So there you have it. Hey, you want to hear something bizarre? This lady goes to a nail salon. I want to know if any women listening have been to it. And Michelle and Chloe, they get their mani-pedis. In fact, I had to pick Chloe up the other day because she had her nails done. And I don't know if this has ever been seen by any of our listeners.
What?
But a woman is at the nail salon, and this woman freaks out. She went for a milk and honey pedicure.
It sounds delicious.
It sounds like you drink it.
Right?
Let me stick my feet in there, and then I'll drink the tub water.
From the land of milk and honey.
So this woman goes to a manicure place for the milk and honey pedicure for her feet. This is bizarre. The pedicurist opened up those little coffee creamer things and dumps International Delight French vanilla coffee creamer into the foot bath.
That is legit, man.
What the hell?
That's exactly what then she took like a plastic bear and squirted some honey in there. Is that what you're going to tell me next?
The Subi honey bear. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my God. What the hell? You're at the pedicurist and they open up those little plastic tubs with the foil top. They're in the office. They're next to the coffee machine. We've got them here.
We have 1,000 of them here.
Yeah, the little coffee creamer deals and the little disposable cups. So you're at the pedicurist. You're in some strip mall, and the lady from Laos opens up International Delight French vanilla coffee creamer and dumps it into your foot bath.
Well, is there a problem? You don't like French vanilla? We also have Irish cream and hazelnut. Yeah. If you like those any better.
Oh my God, is that bizarre? What do?
You sit back and you enjoy your pedicure.
She dumps in 2 single-serving cups of creamer into the hot water.
Okay, here's the other thing. That's not a lot of creamer.
That's not normal. Is that normal?
None of it sounds
That's
normal.
Not normal.
None of it. But if you're
so
what's
in the milk and honey pedicure? I don't know, but I'm guessing it's not coffee creamer from the break room.
It might be your first day of the job. I don't know.
What?
She hasn't quite mastered this one.
Holy crap.
I would imagine milk and honey is in it, right? Some kind of dairy-based product?
I don't know.
And then honey.
So this woman, puts the question up on socials like, is this normal? And people are saying, no, it's not normal. Get up and leave immediately.
All right, hold on. I'm watching a video now on Facebook or Instagram Reels of a milk and honey pedicure.
Yeah.
And this lady has a whole board of food out.
It's like a charcuterie board of
fruits, and then there's a quart of milk.
Is there really milk?
Yeah. You have to rewind it now, I guess. But
all right.
But there's milk. There's actual honey.
What, you're on Facebook Reels? Or?
Yeah. Can I fast forward that? I don't know. But it looks like there's actually milk and honey in the milk and honey. Look, here's the honey, and there's the milk.
All right. So I guess if that really is part of the process, Is it terrible if you pour International Delight creamer in
This
there?
is from Ruby's Nails in Mechanicsville,
Virginia?
I thought it was Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Well, Mechanicsville's outside of Richmond. There's,
Look, she's pouring milk on the legs. She's pouring milk on the legs, just like straight from the cow.
All right, you know what? Let's go to phones on the ladies.
And then she's like has like the little beehive looking honey ladle.
All right, to our female listeners, or maybe the guys go for milk and honey pedicures.
I'm going now.
All right.
Look at that.
Fester you'd be licking your. Well, I don't think you're limber enough to get your mouth down to your legs and feet. But all right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. Have you ever had a milk and honey pedicure? And are they really dumping real food items? Are they dumping milk and honey?
Look at this. I mean, it's all steamed out. MJ, there's legit milk and honey.
What if I want a chocolate milk pedicure?
Then just put a little Hershey syrup on your leg. And it looks like they use.
I want a barbecue sauce pedicure.
Come on down. We got a whole thing of Sweet Baby Ray's.
Or KC barbecue sauce.
KC Masterpiece.
Yeah, exactly. All right, somebody set us straight here. I'm sorry. I'm not a mani-pedi expert. Have you ever had a milk and honey? What about a lasagna pedicure?
You just wrap it in the noodles.
Oh, you squish your toes in between the layers of lasagna?
Oh, wow.
And some bechamel and some ricotta. All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. If you've had it done or you've ever been in a salon where they're really like drizzling honey and milk on your feet?
I got to find another video.
My God. What about the Captain Crunch? I'm sorry, Captain. What about the Captain Crunch?
All right, there's two
pedicure.
kinds. There's two kinds now.
I want crunch berries.
Okay, that's the other kind. Yes.
You can have regular or with crunch berries.
Yeah, that's the other kind. Look, here's another video, and it's at a completely different spot. She's putting fruit and roses, and then she's applying honey to the legs, and then she's rubbing it in, and she's gonna pour a liter of milk on her.
I want a Moose Tracks pedicure. I want Moose Tracks ice cream. I can squish the little peanut butter cups in between my toes.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you've any help two guys out here that know nothing about milk and honey pedicures. Are they really dumping real food on your legs? All right, 800-990-1047. 800. All right, let's grab Melissa in Bradenton. Melissa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I've actually had those pedicures. My last one, I had a grapefruit pedicure,
Yep.
and they actually take slices of grapefruit and they squeeze it on your legs and rub it up and down your leg.
Yeah, almost
for
like
vitamin C.
Okay, I thought they were using it as like something to exfoliate. I don't know, but yeah, I guess does your body absorb vitamin C by rubbing citrus on the dermis?
Is there a subcutaneous?
I don't know.
I don't.
But it felt good.
Yeah.
What about a pizza pedicure? Would you like someone to rub like a hot cheesy slice on your leg?
If it was white pizza, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's actually a
How
really
about
good point.
how about a
Melissa.
Frank Pepe New Haven clam pizza?
I don't think that smells too good.
I don't know that you want to walk out of the nail salon with your legs smelling like clams.
All right, Melissa, thank you. I'm done with this. All right.
Man.
your legs smell like clams.
What the hell smells like low tide around here? Oh, it's my legs.
Low tide. Low tide. All right. Michelle, myself, and Julian put on the P. Diddy documentary that hit Peacock yesterday. I fell asleep. It was boring. Listen, you know what? Let me get Michelle on the phone. I think she and Julian might have fallen asleep. I think Michelle fell asleep and Julian went back up to game with his friends. All right, hold on a minute. Let me call Michelle.
Not having seen it, here's the thing about these current event documentaries.
Yep.
All it is information you already know if you're kind of following the subject matter. It's not like it's removed 20 years or there's new information or stuff I never heard. You know, a lot of it's now because the trial hasn't happened. All the real stuff hasn't come out yet.
Yep. Michelle, pick up your phone. Hey, let me call Michelle's cell phone.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah, she's going on a walk. She's going on a walk with a friend this morning, so she might be downstairs or getting ready to do the walk. Let me call Michelle on the cell. Michelle's texting me. Hang on a minute.
Answer your phone, Meech.
Yeah, Michelle, pick up your cell phone. Michelle says we all fell asleep. She just texted. Hey, so am I wrong? I mean, I fell asleep. That Diddy thing, it was boring.
It was boring. It was very boring. It was, redundant or repetitious about information you already know. The only part that was interesting was like his childhood. I didn't know anything about his childhood, but once you got past like the first 30 minutes.
Was there any meat? Was there, at what point? I fell asleep like 15 minutes in because it was like watching paint dry.
Yeah, it was.
How much longer? So you went to about 30 minutes and then you fell asleep?
Probably about 30 minutes. I think Chloe stayed up the latest, but she might have fallen asleep and then woke up when I woke up to say, "Hey, I think we all fell asleep."
Oh my God! I mean, was there anything that was racy? Was there anything that was, like?
Well, I think they saved some of the most salacious, interviews for the last part of it, because then when I got up to go to bed, I guess Chloe played a little bit of it, and that's when they were interviewing the young lady who was talking about being assaulted by him, and the lawyer who's already been filing, I guess, cases against him. So I guess.
Oh, the Busby guy out of Texas?
No, it was a female attorney.
Oh, okay. All right.
I hadn't really heard of. So, and that seemed to be some of the most, disgusting and, horrific content. But the rest of it was like background information. It was interesting to me how he did get into the music business, right? Like I hadn't really heard that story. But then once it got past that, it was just going from this person to that person, the same, 4 or 5 people telling basically the same information. And then, like I said, I think if you skipped ahead to the last 30 minutes, then it might have been more detailed and graphic about.
Oh man!
So the documentary is called Diddy: The Making of a Bad Boy.
Well, and it really is. So it's the making of the bad boy, right? So it really is about his background. It talks about his father, how they moved to Mount Vernon.
Yeah. Oh.
Showed pictures of him as a kid. How he went to Howard, how he got into the music industry, how he really forced his way into the music industry. I mean, that was pretty interesting. He obviously was willing to work very hard to get to where he got. But, and I guess it was also interesting to hear these individuals say, of course, hindsight is 20/20, that they all knew something was going on.
You know what the best part of Mount Vernon, New York is, where P. Diddy grew up as a kid?
The baby lotion factory?
No. The best part of Mount Vernon is Johnny's Pizza. Johnny's Pizza in Mount Vernon is among the best pizza you can possibly get. Did they talk about Johnny's Pizza? Did P. Diddy spend time at Johnny's Pizza with baby oil and lube?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I'll tell you what. The name of the documentary is Diddy: The Making of a Bad Boy. It should be called Diddy: The Making of a Really Boring Documentary that MJ fell asleep in the first 15 minutes. That's what they ought to name the documentary.
If you want a good night's sleep, watch the Diddy documentary.
Maybe we just need to fast forward and watch the last 15 minutes of this thing. Because I guess a former Diddy bodyguard alleges that Diddy might have been involved in the Notorious B.I.G. death. And then isn't there a woman that claims that she got assaulted with a TV remote control, and you don't want to hear the details?
No, right. So I think that was towards the end.
All right.
So, the second half, I should say.
All right, sweetie.
We'll fall asleep in the first half, so we'll just, when you get home, get ready for a nap, and then we'll start watching it. We'll see if we can make it through it.
All right,
we'll fall asleep.
Have fun with your walk.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah, bring the bear spray and the 5-7, okay?
Yeah, okay. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye. And then there are all kinds of fake claims circulating that Diddy's mansion burned down in the LA fires. And
Did it burn?
No, it didn't.
Is it anywhere near the fires?
Nah, I think it's. Is that where's the house? Is it in Holmby Hills or whatever? I think there are fires nearby, but Diddy's house did not burn. We talked about this, a week ago. The Hollywood sign did not burn down. People are doing, these deep fake videos and pictures, and the Hollywood sign did not get torched. Listen, the L.A. situation is a nightmare. I mean, it is, it is like mile after mile of residential neighborhood that is just turned into ashes. I mean, it's unfathomable what's happened out there. They talk about the Oscars going to be delayed and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, right. All kinds of things are going to be botched for a long time.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? If you're a guy and you want to jam up your sex drive,
yeah.
If you're a guy and you want to jam up your libido, I love that song. Remember, libido. Whoa, Hey, Andrew, bring up that song. You remember that song?
Yeah.
Was that Boz Scaggs? Oh, libido. Oh. Yeah, bring up the Boz Scaggs.
This is more of a whoa instead of an oh.
Let me know when you have. This is a great song. Yeah, libido.
Libido. Yeah.
Boz Scaggs. Libido. What more? What? You know this one. You got it.
It's funnier.
There was a time in my probably mid to late 20s here in Tampa that I used to go to Sam's Club. And they used to sell the Welch's.
I think they still do.
It was the 2-pack, like 264 ounces. And it had that, the plastic carrier that joined the two bottles together. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I used to actually drink, a lot of grape juice back in my, well, there's a little more pounding going on back then too. But, no, the purple grape juice. No, men who regularly drink grape juice could significantly lower their odds of erectile dysfunction, according to a brand new study published in The Aging Male. Wow. Grape juice.
Imagine if you wash your Viagra down with some grape juice.
Oh, yeah.
Boing, boing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got news for you, honey. We're picking up some grape juice.
Yep. And we got the blue pill and the purple liquid.
Yeah.
Is what we have. So, hey, just a little heads up on that. So I wonder if Welch's is going to put together some kind of new campaign. Hey, guys. And you thought this was only a little kid's drink.
Delicious for breakfast and boners.
Oh.
Welch's.
All right. Are they going to find Don?
Dude, I don't know.
That is the big question, folks. Big news.
What are they going to turn up?
Local story. Are they going to finally find Don? Hey, listen, there's no statute of limitations on Maida. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Fester?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What am I talking about?
That bitch Carol Baskin.
She's litigious. Don't call her that.
No, Carol Baskin, who rose to fame during the Tiger King show in 2020. She's selling the land. It's her property, right? The Big Cat Rescue, kind of near Citrus Park Mall. She's selling all 67 acres. I think to J.R. Horton. And J.R. Horton's going to build like a couple of hundred.
Well, there are two different developments potentially. Yeah. So Big Cat Rescue, right off the Veterans Expressway, right? Near Citrus Park Mall.
It is prime real estate.
It is. It's like 70 acres.
Yeah.
It's a huge tract of land, and one chunk has already been sold. So we're hearing that one part of Carol Baskin from the Tiger King's land, right off the vet, one portion has been sold for $19.5 million.
Wow.
And, of course, Big Cat Rescue, they moved the cats out of there some time ago. I think they're at a new preserve in Alabama.
Honestly, there's a legitimate...
I'm sorry, Arkansas. Yeah.
There's a legitimate safety concern after Tiger King aired. For the Tigers, for Carol, and so, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Now that she doesn't have the animals there anymore, she's not doing that work.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you hear it on the news, I'm going to tell you myself. About an hour ago, we had an incident where one of the employees stuck their arm through the cage and a tiger tore her arm off. I can give you your money back, or I can give you a rain check. Why don't you come back at another date?
Yeah, it's a Tiger King.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
I'm never going to financially recover from this. So I'm just thinking. So you got one portion of land's been sold to one developer for $19.5 million, according to Hillsborough County real estate records. And then there's a remaining 11 acres. That's on the north end of the property. So that's going to be closer to, what road is that? What exit is that? Citrus Park. Is it? No. Is it Gun Highway?
It's Gun Highway.
All right. So
the Gun Highway exit is the mall. Ehrlich is the one that's behind.
If I'm heading north on the Vet and I get off at Gun and I'm heading towards like Best Buy and Citrus Park,
you make a left.
You make a left, and then the property is just past the Veterans Expressway on the left. And they had that little dirt road that had like a clever little name or something. There was a lane or Tiger Lane or whatever it was, and so that portion, the northern part of the property, is going to be sold to another developer. So we've got 300 apartments going there, and then it's Easy Street. It's called Easy Street. So the back end of the south end, there apparently 280 townhomes are going to go there.
Wow.
Don't you have that running and bike trail right along there as well? Right adjacent to the property along the Veterans Expressway. So, the Upper Tampa Bay Trail is what it's called, according to Andrew. All right, so this information and confirmation is coming from Howard Baskin. Howard is
the husband.
Carol's current husband.
The new husband, yeah.
Who has not yet been fed to tigers.
He has been featured in the documentary.
Oh, yeah. So, again, what happened to Don? I'm just thinking of what could possibly happen. You got one developer building 280 townhomes. You got another developer who's going to build 300 apartments. I can just see this playing out. You got the construction site going on. You got the bulldozers, the front end loaders. They're grading, they're digging the. Oh my God! We just found Don. We found Don. Here's Don.
Boss, there's a skull. It's Don Lewis.
Yeah, Don, wasn't his van or his vehicle found parked at some airstrip up in like Hernando County or something, or
disappeared in 1997.
Yeah, and I believe that he was supposed to be flying out on a private plane, and his vehicle was left at an airfield up in Citrus or Hernando, and Carol Baskin's first hubby never ever found. And the speculation, people think that he was fed to tigers, or I know that one of the years ago in the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, which has jurisdiction in that area as far as law enforcement goes, I had heard through the rumor mill that detectives thought that Don was buried somewhere on this huge parcel. I mean, again, there's no proof of this. This is just speculation. No one has any idea what really happened. But Don went away, and Don never came back.
Never came back.
Yeah.
That's right. I saw a billboard on Dale Mabry Highway maybe 2 years ago from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office with a picture of Don Lewis on it.
I remember that.
And it's like, still active investigation.
Yeah. Anyone have any information? Because with the whole advent of the Tiger King, that brought the case to light again, and all the speculation, what happened to Don. And if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers or call the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and let us know. But a lot of detectives that worked that case, they had their idea. According to stories I've heard, that they were pretty sure that
he ended up in the meal.
Yeah.
In the with a
kitty chow. Either eaten by tigers, but a lot of folks that were investigating the case thought that he was just remains were potentially buried on the land.
That's just dumb. You got to feed them to the tigers.
Yeah, but
that digests everything.
You want to get rid of all the evidence, man. Yeah, because if you're selling the land, then the development could turn something up, or Carol and Howie, they don't. Maybe Don's not there. And again, this is all speculation. We have no proof. I have no knowledge of. Listen, maybe Don was abducted by aliens, or fell into a sinkhole.
Listen,
in Hernando, lot of sinkhole activity.
They can save a lot of cats with all that money they're coming into. So
anyway, big news. But you know what else? Like, we need more apartments to clog up and cause more traffic. The traffic is unfreaking believable around town. The last couple of years, it's just gotten markedly worse.
That's what the town is. Listen,
traffic is out of control here.
They need more affordable housing. And the apartments are going to be it. Townhomes are going to be it moving forward.
All right, I have the horrific babysitter story of the day. Are you ready for the worst? Like, when I say babysitter and blackout drunk,
yes.
All right, that's just a little teaser.
That's a pretty bad one.
I got to tell you about the worst babysitter and blackout drunk factors into this. Oh, also, don't mess with those internet sleuths. You know, the folks that can, a story pops up and there's very little information, and then like the internet sleuths,
like the don't bleep with cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a crazy story. You know about the Eagles fan that degraded a woman? You know that story?
I saw that video yesterday.
Yeah.
And all the caption was internet, do your thing.
Yeah.
And they found them.
Guess what? Yeah, this is crazy. We'll get to that coming up. Oh, and then the iPhone warning. Have you heard about the iPhone warning?
No.
Yeah, this is kind of going viral. If you have an iPhone, it's more than just the iPhone. But the story's right. The story is, hey, do not do this with your iPhone. Warning, warning, red alert, warning. All right, hang on. Let me set the record straight on this thing that's floating around. Anyway, that's just a sample of what's coming up. The 9 o'clock hour starts next, right here on the MJ Morning Show. This brings to an end well over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. My friends at Two College Brothers are going to move. 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. You know, I'm an individual that a lot of the time I subscribe to, if you don't have something nice to say, just don't say it.
No, you're not. Oh, that's rich.
All right, listen. I don't go, Adam. Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, welcome back, folks. 9:01 MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM here in Tampa Bay, and the legendary MJ Morning Show. All right, I don't go out of my way to try to destroy people, places, things.
Okay,
I'm not mean and cruel. Now, do I have an opinion? You know, there are some broadcasters, some shows where they're just mean and cruel, and it's all about trying to get one up or trying to ridicule. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
we're not mean and cruel broadcasters. I can name a series of shows, you know, historically local or even shows across the country.
Shows, yeah,
where it's just like Howard Stern, for instance. There was a time where he was just mean.
He's mellowed out a lot.
Mellowed out a whole lot, but just an example. So this has to do with the Boar's Head situation, and I'm not going out of my way to bash Boar's Head because I've always liked the product. And in fact, I just purchased at Publix just 2 days ago. I just purchased a pound of Publix white American whole milk American cheese, which happened to be on sale. Save $1.60 a pound.
Ooh, wow.
So it might be all week. I don't know.
What a deal.
So I like the cheese. Now, I'm not, over the years, I was never a massive cold cuts eater. And as you know, the processed cold cuts of those meats, they're not particularly good for you. So every once in a while, you have a sandwich, listen, but I don't go out of my way and eat a lot of the processed meats. But
okay.
What we do buy, I do like the American cheese from Boar's Head. So, you know, it does, I hate to see this because, you know, Boar's Head is a local company or the headquarters, home office, family-owned operation down in Sarasota. So it's huge. I mean, billions in sales. And you can't dismiss the fact that what they've done to the company and all of the questions about food safety, they've done this to themselves.
Yeah, they have.
How did you let that plant in Virginia get to the point where it was that disgusting and caused the deaths of, at least 10 people? Anyway, the reason why I bring this up is I saw a new item yesterday. This was an Associated Press wire story. Government inspectors documented unsanitary conditions at several Boar's Head deli meat plants, not just the factory that was shut down last year after a deadly outbreak of listeria poisoning, according to federal records. Newly released reports from Boar's Head plants in Newcastle, Indiana, Forest City, Arkansas, and Petersburg, Virginia. That was the plant that made the liverwurst and
right.
Describe multiple instances of meat and fat residue left on equipment and walls, dripping condensation, falling on food, mold, insects, and other problems dating back roughly 6 years. Last May, one inspector documented general filth in a room at the Indiana plant. The U.S. Agriculture Department released the inspection records in response to Freedom of Information Act requests from the Associated Press and other news organizations. Government inspectors, they found the unsanitary conditions at multiple plants. Problems documented at the 3 factories echo some of the violations found at the Jarrett, Virginia plant, which is right near Petersburg, Virginia, linked to the food poisoning outbreak. The newly released reports describe equipment covered in meat scraps in 2019, dry crusted meat from the previous day's production, and dark, stinky residue left behind in 2020. A doorway covered in dried meat juice and grime. What's a doorway covered in dried meat juices and grime?
Can you buy a pressure washer and maybe a half a gallon of bleach and just help a little bit?
That was 2021. Green mold and flaking paint in 2022. Unidentified slime and abundance of insects in 2023. A puddle of blood, debris, and trash in 2024. Boar's Head officials said in an email Monday to the Associated Press that the violations documented in 3 factories do not meet our high standards. The company's remaining plants continue to operate under normal FDA or USDA oversight. The Sarasota, Florida-based company has marketed itself for decades as a premier provider of deli meats and cheeses. I mean, how tough is it to just keep the crap clean?
I mean, it's a big facility. I get
This
it.
is a big company. You have billions in sales yearly. Just freaking clean the place. So anything, any damage, any goodwill that's been hurt, they've done it to themselves. Where was the corporate oversight? Where were the vice presidents and the officers of food safety and cleanliness? How about
they were out to lunch.
How about the vice president to clean up your your crap?
Clean the facility.
Yeah. Hi, I'm MJ. I'm the vice president to clean up your schnit. You know?
Guys, we got to clean this mess up. Mr. Schnitt's coming in today. We're getting a visit.
My God. You ready for the babysitter of the month?
Yeah.
She gets a parking spot out front. When you talk about a babysitter that's babysitting your kids, do you ever want to hear the term blackout drunk?
Not in the same sentence.
Oh, my God. This is up near Atlantic City, New Jersey. A Ring camera in Brigantine, however you pronounce it. It's in New Jersey. It's near Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah. So a Ring camera led police to arrest the babysitter who allegedly passed out drunk while a toddler was in her care.
That's not good.
Yeah. Police were called to an unspecified residence by a neighbor who found the child outside the toddler's residence with no supervision. The child's father called the neighbor after seeing the child leave the home on the Ring camera on the front porch. The neighbor went and got the child. So the father's like, oh, my God, my kid, my toddler just wandered out of the house and is walking outside. So the father gets an alert, sees the kid, calls a neighbor. The neighbor then goes and collects the kid to get the kid in a safe situation. So the neighbor had the child when the police arrived. The babysitter was found unresponsive, black out drunk inside the home.
How? When? He hit the old man's liquor stash or something?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no.
So Jenna Davidson, 35, of Ventnor, New Jersey, had been hired by the parents through a well-known online child care platform. Didn't name the platform, but, there are, I guess, 2 different sites that still had active profiles for Jenna Davidson. Yeah, one on Nanny Lane lists her as a kindergarten teacher with a degree in elementary education from Penn State. Sounds like she's got a degree from Jack Daniels University. Oh, my God.
Blacked out drunk.
Yeah. So cops found Davidson on the ground in the home, conscious but unresponsive. Investigation found that she attacked the homeowner's liquor supply while she was there. You might have a problem.
I just found her.
You find her
on daycare.com.
Her profile is still up?
Mama Bear's Daycare, Jenna Davidson.
No. That's in Saginaw, Michigan.
Damn it. Different one.
It's a different Jenna Davidson.
A lot of Jenna Davidsons out there babysitting.
Hey, up in Saginaw, are you the Jenna Davidson that was blackout drunk over in New Jersey last week? No, it's a different Jenna Davidson. Also, that was 2 ends. This Jenna is 1 end. Yeah. Investigation found that Davidson had consumed a significant amount of the homeowner's alcohol to the point where she became unconscious and unresponsive, and that's what we called blackout drunk.
That's awful.
The affidavit goes into more detail, saying there was an empty bottle of tequila that the father said was not empty earlier that day.
All right.
Oh, my God. It also says the officer found alcohol in a mug on the counter and an empty plastic shot bottle inside Davidson's bag.
Have you seen a picture of her?
No, I have not.
What if I told you she's insanely gorgeous?
Well, she's 35 years old. Oh, man, she's a hottie.
I just found her at Nanny Lane, her profile.
Wow.
Live-in full-time nanny available in New Jersey, Jenna D. Only wants $18 an hour. Sounds like
she's a NILF.
She is.
A nanny.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
Yes, she's
fool around with.
She's a
very NILF.
Very pretty woman.
Oh, man.
I don't know that she needs to be getting blacked out drunk.
Nah, she's very attractive. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God.
They found her on the floor. She's unconscious. Well, that's insane. So EMS, fire, police all responded. The woman was taken to the hospital. The father came home immediately from work. Patrol cars, patrol officers, and the neighbor assumed care of the child until the father got there. Davidson, the nanny, the very attractive babysitter, was charged with second-degree endangering the welfare of a child, was released on a summons. No criminal history.
Yeah, until now, right? She's going to get charged.
Oh, wait a sec. No criminal history, but does have at least 2 prior incidents of driving under the influence from several years ago.
All right, so she has issues with alcohol.
The most recent was 2016, so that's what? 9 years ago already. 9 years ago.
She has had battles with booze in the past.
Oh, and during one of her drunk driving incidents, she was accused of leaving the scene of an accident, causing property damage, which she mowed through someone's mailbox front yard, smashing apart cars.
Took it all out.
They just took off.
It was during Christmas.
Yeah.
Took out the Rudolph display.
Here comes the nanny. Yeah, but no, you're right. She's a hottie. She's a hottie. All right, then we have the Eagles sleuths.
You know what? Once it gets out to the internet, I'm of the belief that anybody who's recorded on a phone and it makes it viral, they're going to find you.
Well, it's like the cats thing. It's the don't F with cats. Like exactly what you pointed out earlier. How these internet sleuths, they took the little facts they had and they just blew that story wide open. Andrew said, I've got audio, but I guess the audio quality, it's not that great.
It's really noisy, and you can hear the guy shouting at the female Packers fan, calling her just awful names. And then the guy she's with kind of steps in. He's like, "Hey, don't call her that." And he just lays in. He double downs on it. And it's unfortunate that, you pay all this money to go to an NFL playoff game and you have to sit next to this tool bag.
All right, so Ryan Caldwell, who's been called the disgraced, and now he's been banned apparently, Eagles fan, was captured on video just completely berating, heckling a female Packers fan. Now, we've heard for years, this is nothing new, that the worst fans in the NFL are Eagles fans.
The worst.
Yeah.
The worst fans in the NFL are Philadelphia Eagles fans on Fox.
So this Ryan Caldwell repeatedly called a female Packers fan wearing yellow and green Packers garb, a wool cap, a Packers scarf. And this was at
the playoff
Lincoln Financial.
Yeah, this is Sunday's 4:00 game on Sunday.
So the Sunday game at Lincoln Financial Field, and you've got this Eagles fan identified as Ryan Caldwell repeatedly called her a dumb C word. I mean, what the heck?
I mean, the guy tries to talk to him and says, "Hey, how about you calm down? How about you not say that?" And he goes, "That's what she is." And he doubles down like a couple more times.
The woman's fiance, Alexander Basara, he videoed the entire altercation.
Good.
Which took place in the stands. And, of course, the Eagles beat the Packers 22-10. So the Eagles advance. If the Bucks would have won over the Commanders, we would have played the Eagles, right?
I think so.
And then, of course, the Commanders, they won. They're going to Detroit, right, for the Lions?
Yes.
This weekend. But can you imagine? Hey, did you bleep out the profanity? Did you, Andrew?
I mean, it's pretty hard audio to hear.
Oh, this is all. But then what happened was the internet went to work, and these internet sleuths, they found out the guy, and that's how they've identified him as Ryan Caldwell. So they tracked down this disgusting, repulsive man who's just calling this Packers fan in the stands a dumb C word. I mean, it's awful. So captured on video, and, well, he's been outed. And guess what? Not only has this Ryan Caldwell been banned.
What does he do for work? Tell me everything about him.
So he's been banned from the stadium. Lifetime ban from Lincoln Financial Field. And apparently now he's been fired from his job. All right, here's the audio.
Oh, great.
A little bit. It's tough to hear.
They got one more yard, though. They're close.
All right, the audio blows.
It's hard. If you watch the video, it makes more sense because you can place it, but it's, a noisy crowd. It's a big game.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people there. And this guy's shouting, but he's laying into this woman, insane.
All right, so Caldwell has been banned from all future events at Lincoln Financial Field. And those with knowledge of the situation say that his employer, BCT Partners, this is crazy, a DEI-focused management consulting firm.
What? Hold on a second. What?
Based in East Brunswick, New Jersey, is also involved, and apparently he's been let go. So DEI is
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Exactly.
It's to have what appears to be a more diverse workforce,
right,
representing people of various cultures in your place of employment.
And the whole DEI, a lot of companies are now doing away with DEI, and big companies these days. So listen to this. This is a statement. The management at BCT Partners has been made aware of a video circulating involving an employee making offensive remarks outside of the workplace. This is a statement from the company on Monday on X. BCT Partners denounces this type of behavior, and we will take this matter extremely seriously. As an organization that has always stood for inclusivity.
Absolutely. That's their whole business.
The conduct displayed was completely unacceptable and stands in direct opposition to our company values. We have already begun a full investigation as an internal personnel matter to determine what actions will be taken. We sincerely apologize to everyone affected by this behavior and remain committed to fostering a culture of respect for all.
I mean, it's not like he said, hey, Packers suck, or, go Eagles. He didn't say anything like that. He really, really was super offensive.
Yeah, apparently this guy was a project manager for the company.
Man, what projects has he been working on to include other people?
So they put out the statement on Monday, and then on Tuesday, BCT Partners fired Caldwell.
Good for BCT Partners.
Again, a DEI-focused management consulting firm, and you've got one of the project managers calling a Packers fan a dumb C word? What
over and over and over again. It's not very inclusive.
And unbelievable. And what happened here was that internet sleuths tracked him down. They found that again, don't F with the internet, man. That'll get you.
If you're doing something crazy and you see somebody pull out a phone, just know you're going to be famous for all the wrong reasons.
One way or another, going to get you one way. They're going to find you. 9:20 at the MJ Morning Show. So first up next, the iPhone warning. It happens to be but this could be any phone. But the social media, the video that's circulating, and I got a problem with this. So this woman shoots a video about do not do this with your iPhone and what she discovered. We'll get to that first up next. And it happens to be the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show on a Wednesday next here on Q105, 104.7 FM. So don't move. A lot of stuff in the final segment every single day. It's always packed. It's all killer. There's no filler. It's not like, oh, man, we're at the end of the show. I've run out of good stuff, so I got to fill 12 minutes of crap. Never happens. Always have great stuff in the final segment. And that's next. Oh, I've got Hollywood. I got celebrity stuff. Oh, there's a really interesting Taylor Swift story. Denise Richards, remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, Denise Richards. We got Jeff Bezos. Oh, David. What is going on with David Schwimmer?
He's in a new movie right now.
So just a bunch of stories coming out about David Schwimmer, which a couple of interesting items. All right, we're loaded next. Don't move. Back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Ladies and gentlemen, MJ is still in the building. I'm calling BS on this. What time? 9:29 at the MJ Morning Show. Final chunk here on a Wednesday. Yeah, this is floating around. It's got a jillion views. People are commenting left and right. This woman is saying, don't bring your iPhone into the bathroom when you shower.
Why not?
Because of this discovery that she made.
What's that?
I'm just saying, listen.
You bring your phone in the shower?
No, I don't bring my phone in
You
the
don't
shower.
play music off of your phone?
No, I've got a shower radio. I've got a what's the brand? It starts with an S.
Sanyo?
No, it's not Sanyo.
Samsung?
No, it's not. It's not.
Samsung?
No.
Sony?
These are all. I used to have a Sony shower radio, but the antenna broke off that one, and they don't make it anymore. The ICF something or other. So you said Sony? No.
Sony?
Sansui?
Sansui?
No. No. What's the damn brand?
Sharp?
No, it's not Sharp. It starts with an S.
I've named 5 of them.
I just go to Google, type in shower radio. It's going to drive me nuts. But it has to do with this woman is claiming that thank you. It's Sangian. Thank you. Yes.
I wouldn't have guessed
I
that.
should have known that. No, they make a lot of radio. Sangian, which it's been very nice. I've got a Sangian shower radio. And that thing you could submerge it and it's all good.
Okay.
So this woman is warning people, do not bring your iPhone, and of course it would be any phone, into the bathroom when you shower. And she's saying, I've got a PSA. Something very, very scary happened. I discovered this, and I want to tell other people. And she says, PSA. Isn't that great? You got people at home that are like using radio terms, like, broadcasting terms. A PSA means public service announcement. And, it's it's like industry, radio and TV lingo for years. So this woman says, PSA, if you shower with your phone next to you, Andy is this woman's name. She shows her empty phone case, and the inside is covered with black mold. All right. So she's claiming that taking the phone into the bathroom and using it and in the shower, and while it's not getting direct water on it, that it's like the steam, the condensation.
Yeah, it makes its way in there.
Yeah, and it's built up underneath her phone inside the case, and it's a big, giant, deadly black mold phone all of a sudden.
How long has she been jamming this nasty phone on her?
I don't know. So she's showing the phone case. So I'll do this on MJTV. So this is my Android. Here's my Pixel Pro 8. So she's got the phone and then the case. So oh my God. Holy crap. I'm looking at the back of my case. It's loaded with, it's like powdered sugar. No.
Yeah. I've known a couple of guys who've used that excuse before.
Where did all this powdered sugar come on my phone?
Yeah. No, there's no black mold in my phone case.
Maybe get a little dust in there. Maybe some debris gets caught.
All right. So she has a condition. She's got a situation. Who the hell knows what the hell she's doing with her phone? And she's trying to say, oh my God. Anyway, I'm calling BS on this. This is like just a internet warning. And she's getting a lot of views on this.
Anything for a couple of clicks, man.
And that's what it's all about. Yeah, in 2025, I've decided to come up with more erroneous information just for clicks. No, I'm kidding.
That's cool.
I'm kidding. Tell you what, people are viewing that video that I shot. Speaking of, hey, go to my Instagram. The nuclear agency airplane that flew over Beach Park.
Was that last week?
Yeah, I think it was last week. I think it was last Friday. And, I'm at home and I hear, pretty loud jet fly over Beach Park, which is on approach to runway 1 right.
Yes, 1 right.
At Tampa International Airport. And I quickly looked out the back window of the house and I get the butt end, I get the tail of the airplane. And, I just go to the Flight Radar app and I can see what's flying over. And, I click on it and I'm like, whoa, this plane belongs to the National Nuclear whatever administration. And roll the audio. Here, listen to this, folks. Just listen to this from my Instagram. Hit it.
It's MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay. Just a little bit curious why this Boeing 737-400 tail number, November 980 Sierra Tango, belonging to the National Nuclear Security Administration, landed at Tampa International Airport at 1:35 p.m. on Thursday, January 9th. On runway 1 right. They maintain the nuclear stockpile, prevent the spread of nuclear weapons of mass destruction. They scan for nuclear radiation. Why did they just land at Tampa International Airport? Inquiring minds like me want to know. It's MJ.
So I put this video up.
Yeah.
And it's got like 178,000 views so far. It's got... a ridiculous amount of shares. It's got 5,000 shares. How many shares does it have? It's got 5,146 shares, and it's got 3,188 likes, 278 comments. And like a lot of folks are like, hey, why you, and a lot of people, once it gets picked up by the algorithm, a lot of people don't even follow you or don't even know who the hell I am.
People see it around the world.
Exactly. And people are like, hey, why are you spreading this crap? There's no Boeing 737 that has nukes on board. I never said it did. It belongs to the Nuclear Security Administration. It's part of the Department of Energy. And one of the things they do have airplanes that can like fly over cities and sniff out radiation. So if they're like looking for a dirty bomb or something or, radiation leak, this is the agency that does. Listen, there's no conspiracy. I was just asking, why was the plane landing at a civilian airport last Thursday? Why didn't they land at MacDill Air Force Base? What are they doing? Why did they land in Tampa? I was just curious. It's not a conspiracy. I didn't say we got a broken arrow in Tampa. I didn't say that.
Broken arrow. Nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, this woman trying to say, oh my God, warning, don't take your phone into the bathroom. Look at all the black mold I have on there. Listen, not everyone gets black mold that takes their phone into the bathroom.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. 9:36 at the MJ Morning Show. Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I wasn't willing to shell out, $4,000 to go see her at Ray J.
You missed a hell of a show.
You went?
No, I heard about it. I didn't shell out $4,000 either.
Not my scene. But listen, I'll give Taylor Swift props where props are due. And we heard that she bonused a lot of money to her
crew, her truck drivers, her roadies.
As she concluded the world tour, she dealt out some serious bonuses, and I thought that was very generous. That she wasn't a greedy bloodsucker, keeping all $2 billion to herself. And she's tagged as a billionaire these days, right? Didn't they say that she's crossed over and she's like worth $1 billion?
Oh, I don't know. Billionaire, trillionaire, I lose count.
All right. So I saw something else regarding Taylor Swift, which this is on a positive note, that Page Six had a story about an Eras tour crew member has revealed that their billionaire boss gave everyone working on the show a $100,000 bonus before they took the concert on the international road about a year ago.
Hey, man, that makes it easier to be separated from your family for a few months.
And shared the handwritten note the singer gave him along with it. Wow.
Very thoughtful.
Yeah, the tour ended, a month ago in
Vancouver,
Canada, right? Yeah. And that's when it was all done. But listen, that's nice. I mean, when you hear that she gave employees $100,000, that's serious money. That's a serious bonus. That's much better than the Clark Griswold situation where he got a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club.
Listen, he just wanted to get the bonus so he could put a pool in.
Just the pool. That's it.
Maybe fly in some relatives if there was any left over.
Oh, speaking of pools, there's a pool guy. Remember I said that my pool was trashed because of Hurricane Helene?
Yeah.
And I had like 2 feet of Tampa Bay over my pool. And it's time to redo my pool. And one of our listeners is a pool guy and contacted me and, might be...
you got to move forward with him?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's looking that way. I mean, a long-time listener is a pool guy.
What's the name of his company?
I'll get into that in a bit.
Okay.
Still going through the process here. But, if I put him on the job, I'll have no problem, telling everyone. Absolutely. So, good on Taylor Swift.
Good on Tay-Tay, absolutely.
Giving everyone a $100,000 bonus.
We got Christmas bonuses around here, You got kicks in the nuts.
The Nut of the Month Club.
Last month was left.
Yeah. Griswold was the Jelly of the Month. We got the Nut of the Month Club around here.
I kick either one you want. Which one?
So Denise Richards, wasn't she was married to
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been quiet. Why has Charlie Sheen been so quiet? What's the status of his AIDS or his HIV?
I don't know.
I
have to look it up.
Right? Because he has HIV, right?
I think he came out that he had something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's something like
HIV.
that. I think, and it's in his tiger blood. Charlie Sheen, an actor who has been HIV positive since 2011 and publicly announced his diagnosis in 2015, made the announcement on the Today Show.
Okay.
Yep.
HIV is not what it used to be.
Yeah, he admitted to having sex with women while knowing he was HIV positive. That's criminal. Yeah, that's anyway. So Denise Richards, once married to Charlie Sheen, apparently she announced that her breast implants ruptured.
Oh no!
During an intense Special Forces challenge.
So is she on that show?
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No.
Oh,
the intense.
Oh, yeah.
There's a show I saw a trailer for.
No, that's part of the story.
Okay.
So Denise Richards was on the Fox reality show Special Forces World's Toughest Test. And she said that she knew that it would push her to the limit mentally and physically, but she didn't know it would pop her boobs.
That's the way it goes, Denise.
Yeah. So she did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and she was formerly on The Real Housewives of BH. And she tells how her implants burst after jumping off a bridge during some grueling challenge.
I mean, this is like a really tough show.
Has this show aired yet?
Season 3.
Oh, my God. There's been... I never heard of this. You know what? I have lost such track of broadcast linear television. It's, the networks, whether it's ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC. Just my familiarity with shows these days.
Yeah, I don't know what's on what.
Yeah, I know The Simpsons is still on Fox.
Sure.
I know that and I have never seen an episode, but it's supposed to be really good on ABC. Isn't it Abbott Elementary?
Yes.
It's supposed to be very, very good
I
show.
might have seen an episode, maybe two.
Yeah, but I really do not know a lot of what's on network television these days. So I'm not quite familiar of the 3 seasons of Fox's Special Forces World's Toughest Test.
Yeah, I mean, they take the best of the C-list actors and put them through hell, it sounds like.
All right. You know what I have?
What?
I have the story that I'm uncomfortable doing on the air that we're going to record and tag at the very end of today's podcast.
Okay.
So, folks, I've teased this numerous times during the course of the program. And there is an item that I just didn't feel comfortable in doing live on the air. So I'm very intrigued by the story. I just don't know if it belongs on the regular broadcast. So as a bonus today at the end of the podcast, so the podcast gets chopped up quickly. Andrew generally has it posted on all the major podcast platforms by 11 a.m.-ish. And today there's going to be an added bonus. Fester and I are going to remain in studio, and we're going to record a bonus story, some bonus content that it fascinates me. It's interesting. It's like, whoa. But I didn't want to put it on the broadcast show, but we're going to add it to the podcast. So what is it? Yeah, you'll find out on today's podcast on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025.
Can't wait.
So right after you hear the whole show close, and I got the music. I think it's almost that time. So after the show close and the Let's Be Careful out there, we're going to come back with the bonus segment of something I didn't want to put on the regular show.
That's all right. We should do that more often.
Maybe we will. Maybe this is going to be the beginning of a bonus item on the podcast.
Let's not go crazy with it. I mean, I don't have time for this crap every day.
Yeah.
But once in a while.
Yeah, once every.
We're busy people.
Once a quarter.
You know what? Sounds great. Let's meet again, early May. We'll do it again.
Hey, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez.
Oh, how are they doing?
Oh, they could be tying the knot in Italy on his $500 million boat.
Hey, good for Jeff. Good for Lauren.
Listen.
I love.
Well, listen. Do I respect Bezos and his business model and the fact that he was humping it in his garage, and look what he's turned the business into? Listen, that's a dream story. Absolutely. Lauren Sanchez, she kind of came out of the world of TV journalism. She was like an anchor or a reporter, right?
They met like in an interview and just kind of hit it off.
Yeah, she to me, she just appears to be just too overdone. Every picture or video that I see of her, it's like too much. It's like, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Just tone it down a little bit.
You know what? She did tone it down, and Jeff is like, hey, Lauren.
Tone it up?
Amp it up, baby.
So they're supposed to get married. And then what's up with David Schwimmer? You said he's in a movie?
I saw him in a commercial. He's like a kid's movie. Like Goosebumps or something?
I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of news on him. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's part of the promo machine, and the PR reps and the publicists are getting the stories out there to get David Schwimmer in the news.
David Schwimmer is in a movie called Goosebumps. I saw a commercial for it where he's like talking to kids, and it's a horror. Is it a horror movie or is it a horror TV show?
There are no horror movies for kids.
I don't know.
What are we talking about? Why are you talking about horror movies?
Horror movies.
Oh, yeah. Horror, not horror movies. It's a horror movie. Horror. Dude, enunciation, please. See how you turn horror into whore?
I don't know what kind of movie Goosebumps is. I don't know if it's a horror movie or something for kids or what.
So Schwimmer was, I guess, on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. That is a show that I do not watch. I mean, just the politics over and over. It's just, I love that this show, we're politics free. There was a time where we had a little more political activity on but no,
we got that out of our system.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I had 22 years of it with another show on top of this show. But I guess earlier this week on The Late Show, David Schwimmer told a story that before Friends, one of his jobs was he a process server? So in college, he had a job as a process server, and he once served Rod Stewart with divorce papers.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
That's pretty funny, actually.
That's a great story.
David Schwimmer.
Excuse me, Mr. Stewart.
What was his name? Ross?
Ross.
Was he Ross on Friends?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ross, you've been served. Divorce papers. Rod Stewart.
Mr. Stewart, can I have your autograph
Hot
here?
legs.
Here you go. Oh, by the way, you've been served.
And Schwimmer said, thank goodness I've never run into him since, but I served Rod Stewart. I don't even know if he knows. I don't think he knows. Well, Rod Stewart is 90 years old now. What is he going to do?
I mean, well, he would never put it together that the guy he's watching on Friends is, that guy looks familiar.
Oh, he sent me divorce papers for my 14th wife.
We've met once before, haven't we?
All right, so Rod Stewart is not 90; he's 80. I'm sorry, I'm a decade off.
Listen, you're not that far off.
Yeah, I like Rod Stewart, but I think he's had some health problems actually. And then Schwimmer also said that the Friends fame was pretty intense. That the cast was constantly followed by 3 or 4 cars. That they all had like security details when the show was hot.
So, I feel like paparazzi isn't what it used to be. Now that everything's everywhere instantly, but there was a time Friends was popular in the heyday of the paparazzi, the early 2000s, man.
I was never a Friends fan.
He was a teenager when he served Rod Stewart.
Oh, by the way, Andrew says that Rod Stewart will be at the Hard Rock next month, February.
Great.
Yeah, maybe I'll go see Rod.
Maybe
hey,
we'll
Rod, did you know that Friends' David Schwimmer served you divorce papers?
You've got such a more interesting story to talk to Rod Stewart about. The creepiest MJ story ever.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to talk to Rod Stewart about anything,
Forever Young video.
Yep.
And
the fact that you had the kid on your lap at like some high school auditorium.
No, it was John B. Dye Middle School on Great Neck Road in Virginia Beach. No, John B. Dye Elementary School on Great Neck Road, Virginia Beach. So back when Forever Young was out, Forever Young.
The kid was a local or something?
In the video, the kid was from Virginia Beach, and the little red-haired kid that was sitting on Rod Stewart's lap in the back of the pickup truck, they had me. I was a DJ for Z104, WNVZ, Norfolk Newport News. Hot hits, Z104. So they had me do an appearance at the school with the kid, and while they played the song, he sat on my lap.
How creepy is that?
It was pretty freaking creepy.
God. You look like the kid's older brother with your red hair. And
I don't have red hair.
It's reddish.
No, my hair's blonde and brown. No, I had some red in my beard.
Whatever.
Yeah, I had some red in my beard.
Look creepy enough.
Yeah. All right, now it's turned gray. I still have a little bit of black and brown in there, but the red's gone. All right, 9:50 at the MJ Morning Show. We got to go. And right now, what is this bonus content that I was uncomfortable in doing on the air? So we're going to include it with a special recorded bonus addendum to today's podcast. You will find out shortly. It'll occur on the podcast right after I say, folks, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Let's be careful out there. And I hit this Mark 7 limited sound effect.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorney.